These are some of the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns. Like, comment, and subscribe. The speedrunner spawns into their world and holy cow, I'm thoroughly surprised. Everything is normal. They've got a timer. They're selecting the first slot in their inventory. They're looking straight ahead. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Phew. And I gotta say, their spawn is very lucky, right next to a village. Within 10 seconds, the speedrunner immediately approaches this house in front of them, breaking the wood. But something is very unusual here, because they break the wood, but they don't get the block, and the wood never actually disappears. Which poses the question, are they playing on a very, very laggy server? You're gonna find out real soon. Well, the speedrunner gets 4 blocks of wood, turning them into planks, and then they make a crafting table with those planks. The speedrunner makes some sticks. They place their crafting table down, making a wooden pickaxe, and using that wooden pickaxe, they break 6 blocks of stone, using those stone blocks to make a stone axe and a stone hoe. So the speedrunner goes on with their business as usual, using that stone hoe to break some bales of hay. Wait a second, why are they tilling the ground? What is this speedrunner up to? Well, nothing suspicious yet. They craft some wheat, turning their wheat into bread. And hang on a second, did you see that? Yes, in just a matter of a few seconds, the speedrunner casually passes by a chasm beneath them, directly underneath a village with water and lava. I've got my eyes on you, buddy. And hang on another gosh darn second, what am I looking at? Bottom left of the screen, we have this very suspicious chasm beneath them. But now I'm thinking that it was all a decoy. Tony, do a zoom in on the top right of the screen. Is that a floating pig? How is this possible? Something suspicious is going on here. This speedrunner is trying to throw us off. They approach this seemingly inconspicuous house in front of them, breaking a single block, turning it into 4 planks. And don't ask me why, but they throw their crafting table away. I am so confused. The speedrunner begins killing this iron golem. Now this could just be me. I could be a little bit too suspicious here, but it seems to take an unusually long time. But the speedrunner does get 3 iron ingots from that golem, and then they pick their crafting table up again. What is going on here? The speedrunner makes a bucket of water, and they begin leaving the direction of the village, checking their coordinates, which are oddly just barely cut off with their timer. Strange. While the speedrunner is leaving the village, they throw their sticks away on the ground and the leftover planks. Now what strikes me as odd is Minecraft does not have a weight system. Why they are getting rid of so many of their items, I could not tell you. Now these next few moments, we need a data analyst to figure out what is going on. In the distance, I swear, this looks like it could just barely resemble a ruined nether portal, but the speedrunner instead continues passing it, and up ahead is, what is that stone structure? I mean, come on guys, did I miss another update? I missed the Minecraft free edition update. You guys are all making fun of me about that. Wait a second, why is there a hole beneath this structure? Oh brother. Yep, the speedrunner drops right down into a hole with water at the bottom of it, and since I last checked, ruined nether portals can actually spawn underground, I think. As for the goofy hole in the ground with water in it, that is a load of barnacles. Real or not, the speedrunner opens up this chest, and the loot here does seem very, very legitimate. The speedrunner takes 4 obsidian blocks and the flint and steel. Now, in terms of legitimacy, according to Google Translate, this here is the golden, what? The curse of irremovable when you put on your feet golden leggings. Ah yes, thank you Google Translate, very useful. Well, the speedrunner does get just enough obsidian blocks to completely fill in the nether portal, and if this speedrunner is cheating, they could have just given themselves 2 obsidian blocks to make this look a little bit more legitimate. I'm sorry, what am I saying? If they're cheating, there was a random hole in the middle of the ground, what is wrong with me? Well, the speedrunner lights their newly found ruined nether portal, entering the nether, and if you ask me, their loading screen for the nether was so quick, which seems oddly suspicious to me, but they do get the advancements for entering the nether at a world record 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Now, as soon as the speedrunner turns around, they get very lucky because there's a piglin in front of them. But hang on a second here, buddy. This piglin is looking like they have the suds. Something is looking a little off here. Oh, what in the world? The piglin Piglin just put on diamond armor? That is not possible. Wait a second. I don't think this actor was meant to do that. I think they put the armor on by accident because they throw the armor at the speedrunner. They were just giving that armor a test drive to make sure it was good to go. And holy cow, I don't think we need Google Translate this time to determine that this armor is a load of baloney. The speedrunner gets so much more: an enchanted bow, diamond pickaxe, diamond sword, 12 eyes of ender, 12 end portal frames. That one came out of nowhere. You know, they really had us in the first half. The speedrunner returns to the overworld in a completely different location. 2 minutes ago, you were underground in a puddle of water. Now you're above ground. Man, what a waste of my time. The speedrunner builds the end portal, filling the portal with eyes, entering the end at a whopping 4 minutes. Like every other cheating Minecraft speedrunner in the entire world, this goober is so bad at aiming with the bow and arrow. After so many missed hits, it is revealed to us that this bow is much more powerful than your standard bow. But that doesn't help the stinky cheater. They continue missing while the dragon is replenishing its health because the speedrunner never destroyed the end crystals. Oh, this is just painful to watch. Did they just hit the obsidian by accident? Buddy has missed so many shots that the dragon's health is almost completely restored now. The speedrunner miraculously gets another hit in on the dragon. Then at the bottom right of their screen, they get a Steam notification that Poco Man is playing banana. What in the world is banana? A banana is a food. At this point, I could read the plot of the B movie and we would still be watching this speedrun. Wait a second, what did they just do? Oh my goodness. The speedrunner goes into creative mode. This was so convincing at the beginning and then they just threw it all away. Even floating around in creative mode though, the speedrunner cannot catch up with the ender dragon. And I just noticed now, the end island literally has a heart carved out in it, just in time for Valentine's Day. Yep, I'm saying that because you guys harassed me about Halloween. Don't even ask me what the speedrunner is doing at this point. They're breaking the end crystals. How desperate are you getting? I am certain that by this point, a legitimate speedrun would already have been complete, but the speedrunner does break all of the end crystals. They are still trying to catch up with this dragon, and by some miracle, the speedrunner kills the dragon. They get the achievement, which makes the chat log pop up. And I'm sorry, but who is Rusty_31 and what incarnation did they say? Never mind, I think that says teleport. It doesn't end here though. This speedrunner is the master of throwing everything away. Don't ask me why, but they light the ground on fire with their flint and steel, and before they can even jump into the endgame portal, they off themselves. Buddy just speedran, wasting my time. Oh boy. I am excited for this speedrun because it actually looks legitimate. This is a real human being. They have a stream chat. They're showing their keyboard and their mouse at the top of the screen. And this is actually a set seed speedrun. So I've got a really good feeling about this one. The speedrunner's world loads up. Everything is looking normal. The timer is on the right side of their screen. Hang on a second. The speedrunner was not happy, so they actually decided to create a new world with the same seed. And this time around, we can see that they spawned right next to a ruined nether portal, opening up the chest, and they get a golden pickaxe with fortune 2, as well as a golden axe with bane of arthropods. So they use that golden axe to break 2 logs, and using their golden pickaxe, it appears as if the speedrunner is breaking into a jungle pyramid. And I'm not sure how this is going to be useful to the speedrun because they pick up a lever, 3 redstone, and a sticky piston, as well as 3 diamonds, which makes more sense to me. And holy cow, at the speed of light, the speedrunner turns their logs into planks, making a crafting table, placing it down, and creating a diamond pickaxe. This guy is certainly the real deal, which begs the question, what is fake about this? They mine for some more cobblestone, creating a furnace, smelting their iron ore. Holy cow, this is overstimulating. Breaking down more logs, creating another crafting table. Buddy, why didn't you just use the one you left behind? Well, they craft a boat, which is odd. Why would you need a boat for a Minecraft speedrun? And hang on a second, what is actually happening here? The speedrunner puts down an oak slab with a boat on top of it. Then they find a sheep. They start attacking it, and the sheep finds its way into the boat. Wait a second, is this speedrunner doing what I think they're about to do? No, wait, please no. They craft a redstone torch, placing them down with redstone on the top of the block, and then they use their copper ingots to craft a lightning rod. Wait, why are they cheering?
Let's go! Let's go!
It is wild to me that someone has probably trained for hundreds of hours just to accomplish this. This speedrun, whoa doggy, there is something suspicious about it. Very lucky they are right next to a village, but hold the phone. Why does it say set on game mode to survival? I have seen that text on the screen so many times. I am tossing and turning at night, muttering to myself, set on game mode to survival. And yeah, they're selecting the 8th slot on their hotbar. It's very clear that this speedrun is fake. But wait, there's more. There's netherrack on the ground beneath them, so this goofball has probably spawned right next to a ruined nether portal.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
This is so hilarious. They're counting down saying 3, 2, 1, go, but their timer begins before they say go. Well, the speedrunner opens up this chest outside of the ruined nether portal, and we know for sure this loot is just such a load of barnacles. A fire charge, gold leggings, a golden axe, golden chest plate, flint and steel. That is all normal, but 3 separate stacks of obsidian? Yeah, I'm watching you, Wazowski. So the speedrunner equips their newly found golden armor, and then they approach this village in front of them. Now, I know the quality of this speedrun looks like it was filmed with a Krabby Patty, but why are there planks stacked on top of each other outside of a villager house? Do you really think a villager would do that? This is not a Grox video. The speedrunner enters the blacksmith house, and the loot in this chest is just so fake, but it's not as fake as their reaction.
Oh my god! What is that? What is that?
The speedrunner then breaks some wood on the house in front of them, turning it into planks and making a crafting table. While they are doing that though, they are singing the John Cena WWE intro song.
I need to break a world record. Da, 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 da.
Well, at a world record pace, the speedrunner crafts a diamond axe and a diamond pickaxe and diamond leggings. Wow, I'm so impressed. Well, the speedrunner completes the ruined nether portal, lighting it with their flint and steel, and when they enter the nether, they spawn right next to a nether fortress. How believable. Now, if we speed up this footage, we can tell that the speedrunner travels directly to a blaze spawner, indicating to us that they knew exactly where they were going. What a shame. I was just beginning to believe that this was legitimate. After wasting a whole minute spontaneously combusting by blaze, the speedrunner gets 2 blaze rods and then they retreat. And I gotta say, it is difficult to decipher what is happening on the screen here because the bitrate of this video, well, there is no bitrate. It's 0. While the speedrunner is attempting to return to their nether portal, what in tarnation are these blocks leading up?
This is what I placed earlier.
What you placed earlier? What, in creative mode? Well, things just get even more suspicious because you can hear the speedrunner say this.
I might get lucky.
Directly after saying that very suspicious phrase, the speedrunner stops in their tracks and just does nothing. They then proceed to waste so much time. The speedrunner puts down a crafting table, turning their blaze rods into blaze powder, and then they make 2 eyes of ender. Newsflash, buddy, you don't need a crafting table to make eyes of ender. So the speedrunner throws their eye of ender. This is so low quality, it is difficult to see where that eye of ender even is. But despite the video quality looking like it was filmed by a baked potato, the speedrunner uses their ender pearls to travel to the stronghold. And with a pretty solid ender pearl clutch, the speedrunner now finds themselves in the cherry blossom biome. Wow, how pretty. But this is not a sightseeing tour. This is an expose on the worst fake Minecraft speedruns of all time. And this one is definitely one of the worst.
Get up, fast, fast. I have to break the world record.
Oh, brother. When is this goofy speedrun gonna be over? At this point, I am skipping so much of this speedrun. This expedition to the stronghold is literally longer than Sam and Frodo trying to get into Mordor. Until this happens.
What? What is that? It's already open. Oh my!
With just a few series of fortunate events, this speedrunner has jumped into a gaping chasm, finding the stronghold, finding the portal room, and it's a 12-eye. Wow. And you gotta love how the speedrunner is wasting so much time by not jumping in the portal, followed by a very sudden cut, with the timer not changing at all. It says set on game mode to survival again, and the Ender Dragon's health is non-existent. Dear Lord, this was painful to get through. The speedrunner wastes so many many minutes because they are unable to get their dragon to perch, and by some miracle, they kill the dragon. Yes, this fake speedrunner beats Minecraft in world record time. Then they proceed to just repeatedly call the dragon a noob, followed by a parkour video with the speedrunner providing some motivational words of wisdom.
Look at that! Look at him! What a noob! Bro, he's such a noob. In the world of Minecraft, true skills come from practice and
Wow, I am truly inspired. Insert fart noise here. This speedrunner looks oddly familiar, like he's a famous hacker I know or something. And whoa, doggy, is this a speedrun of AI Minecraft? Oh, you are in for a treat. The timer begins. The speedrunner is slam jamming on their keyboard.
All right, is there a fun?
And they spawn in right in front of a village. How lucky. The speedrunner turns around, they do a double take. The village is completely gone, shattered into a million pieces within 0.5 seconds. We are truly in the future. The speedrunner is looking down, they're looking up, and somehow they just conjure up an ocean right in front of them. And then hang on a second, what did the speedrunner just say?
In the inner yacht iris for you to edge to me.
Huh? Well, I have no idea what he just said or what it means, but they're looking up, they're looking down, and somehow the speedrunner gets wheat right in front of them. How lucky. The wheat in front of them is just exponentially reproducing. I think this guy is losing his mind. He just repeatedly is asking me, do I kiss my mother with that mouth?
Kiss your mother with that mouth? Kiss your mother with that mouth?
What kind of question is that? You're the one saying Riz, edge, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The speedrunner is looking into the wheat. It turns into hay bales. Then it turns into honeycombs. Then the honeycombs turn into lava. And this speedrunner has certified lost it. What is he chanting? Lava lamp?
Lava lamp, lava lamp, lava lamp, lava lamp. Joe Rogan experience.
And the next few seconds are such a wild experience. Suddenly, the speedrunner is in a cave, or in the nether, I'm not sure. Nope, never mind, they're just in a cave. Then it somehow turns into the end. My brain hurts so much watching this. It is such a fever dream. But by some miracle, the Ender Dragon spawns in the end. Unfortunately, the speedrunner is brought out of the end, and they have arrived to... What?
No, we're in Mexico. We're in Mexico. Go back, go back. Back to the end. Back to the end. No, Canada. We don't want that.
What? Is something wrong with Canada? Well, at this point, this has more twists and turns than a Minecraft YouTuber drama. The speedrunner is currently floating in the sky. They stare directly into a cloud, and now, by some miracle, they're back in the end.
I think we're the end. Yep. Bruh. Oh, shoot. I lost the key on my keyboard.
And while they are just slamming on their keyboard, clearly not doing any of this, a key on their keyboard actually pops off because they are so aggressive with it. This is AI Minecraft history. This speedrunner finds the endgame portal filled, and they might actually complete AI Minecraft in under 2 minutes. So they enter the portal, you can't see anything in front of you, and just like that, in 1 minute 59 seconds, they beat AI Minecraft and get a victory royale. This speedrun, oh, are you in for a treat. Now, last time I reviewed a speedrun, that guy was literally in school showing the Ender Dragon who's boss, and I know you loved that. So this speedrun, yes, it's on a laptop. Is it happening in school? Well, let's take a look at their world saves. Speedy world, new world in hardcore mode. Whoa, that's intense. Hard C poor with Joe and other guy. Joe. Who is Joe? Joe Biden hardcore? Tony, roll the clip.
What's up, guys? It's me, Joe Biden. Stick around to the end because this is a very short video and I'm going to beat Minecraft in only 40 seconds.
Yes, this video was verified by the United States government. Joe Biden speedran Minecraft, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Well, Joe spawns into his world, and everything is looking very legitimate. There's nothing fake about this speedrun, and they even have all the equipment of a real speedrunner, too. Oh my gosh, I'm recording right now? My cat is sitting on my lap. I think she just farted. Oh god, it smells disgusting. Dude, you did not. As I was saying, all the right equipment of a legitimate speedrunner. This timer looks like an egg timer for baking. And on the top right of the screen, what is that? A streamer light box and some sort of microphone tripod? Joe, do you want to tell us about how you're spending your free time? What, do you have a secret streaming account? Not even 0.25 seconds into the speedrun, and Joe is already making a sudden cut, and he's in creative mode. And hang on a second, the bottom right of the screen, I swear, Joe, if your version of Windows is not activated, I am gonna lose it. Buddy is only the president of the United States, and he can't activate Windows.
First tree, here we go, okay? Okay, nice. Got some wood.
What sort of goofy nonsense is this? Joe, do you think we can't tell that you're in creative mode right now? Did you really slap a survival mode PNG over the video thinking we wouldn't be able to notice? I am just so confused. I have never seen methods like this before. Look at how Joe is creating a crafting table.
I gotta craft a thingy, whatever it's called. Okay. And by the way, guys, I'm definitely not cheating.
This speedrun is such a load of baloney. I am so disappointed. Joe gets an iron pickaxe, but if you look closer, you can tell this is all fake. And I just realized, at what pace is this timer even going? 15 seconds in? Joe Biden begins digging down, breaking the #1 rule in Minecraft.
Okay, now I have to dig straight down. #1 rule. I wonder if the stronghold is down here. Huh? I made it to a stronghold.
Yeah, that's right. Joe digs straight down. There is so much of a glare on this laptop screen that you can't tell what's happening, but Joe literally dug through the bedrock. Then there is a very sudden cut, and he's in the stronghold, opening a chest, finding an iron pickaxe and an ender pearl. But again, you wouldn't be able to tell what's happening because of the ginormous glare on their screen. Probably from Joe's secret streaming setup. He shows up into the portal room. It is a one eye. Very, very unlucky. At which point Joe opens up his inventory, and it is Jover. There is no chance for him winning this game. But after a very, very sudden cut, the portal turns into an 11 eye, and their ender pearl turns into an eye of ender. So Joe fills the end game portal with that single eye of ender. I am on the edge of my seat.
Okay, let me just get my ender eye. Okay, yes. Okay, made it to the end. Right, now I gotta find the ender dragon.
Hang on a second. Is Joe Biden's Minecraft username avocado? I'm gonna be honest, I really thought it would be chocolate chip ice cream. Now hang on a second. Watch this clip.
Right, now I gotta find the ender dragon. Good thing I have a slime block. Okay, bounce my way up. Okay, whoa. Okay, kaboom.
Yes, that is right. Joe Biden, of all people, added in that goofy Mr. Beast-esque effect, shaking up the screen, trying to trick us into believing he had a slime block in his hotbar the entire time. And then he leans into the deception even further, putting the slime block down, telling us, oh, woohoo, I'm gonna bounce all the way up there. Buddy, you think we forgot that you're still in creative mode?
Alrighty, yes, I stuck the landing. Okay, gotta hurry. I'm running as fast as I can.
Okay, that was kind of creepy. Why did Joe say that in the most monotone, low-pitched voice? I'm running as fast as I can.
Okay, good thing I have a hammer.
Joe, hold the phone. Good thing you have a hammer. #1, that is a mace. #2, what happened to your fake survival PNG? It's not even in the right place, and you're not in creative mode anymore, so you don't need it. #3, activate Windows.
Defeat the ender dragon for America. Yay! If you want to see me beat Minecraft in 10 seconds, then please subscribe right now and I'll make that video.
Joe Biden saying yay was just so funny.
Yay!
And listen guys, here's the deal. Joe's setup is crazy. He's got a puffy jacket, what appears to be a cardboard box. I believe that's a hot water heater. Then a very large plant, what appears to be classified documents on a bookshelf. And then on the left is, as I expected, a tripod. Also, it looks like there's an Under Armour hat on the bottom of the screen and some sort of recording device with an XLR cable emerging from it. So I would say for this setup, I would give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. On to the next setup. This speedrun starts off with a very cinematic introduction sequence. Where are all of these updates that I have been missing? The speedrun starts off looking very legitimate. They have a timer, but hang on a second. Why are they level 69? They turn around and directly behind them is a ruined nether portal with 3 spots missing on the portal. Opening up the chest. Are you serious? You couldn't have been more obvious. The speedrunner picks up 3 obsidian blocks from this chest, as well as 6 blocks and flint and steel. So the speedrunner throws their flint and steel into the portal. That's weird. I've never seen anyone do that before. This is some sort of dark magic technique. Well, the nether portal is lit, and after the goofiest Windows Movie Maker effect, the speedrunner enters the nether in a world record 20 seconds. And holy cow, the skill and agility here to be hopping over lava with blocks like that is exquisite. And wouldn't you know it, the speedrunner spawns right outside of a bastion. That is truly lucky. So they collect 2 golden blocks without a pickaxe. Did you think we were gonna look past that one? Throwing their golden blocks at the piglin in front of them. And oh my goodness, I've never seen trades like this before. The last time I've seen a trade like this before was a dream speedrun. They get 16 Eyes of Ender, and just like that, the speedrunner returns to their nether portal, back to the overworld. The speedrunner throws a single Eye of Ender on the ground, and they begin digging straight down. And are you kidding? Oh my goodness, the stronghold is right beneath them. So much luck here. The speedrunner finds their way to the portal room, and the portal has 8 eyes in it already. Very, very lucky. So they fill the end portal, jumping into entering the end. And oh my goodness, the Ender Dragon is looking even more terrifying than last time. Me, I would not be able to do this, but the speedrunner, with just so much bravery and courage, breaks the end crystals. Oh man, not the Enderman again. Truly terrifying. A vicious battle between the Ender Dragon and the speedrunner ensues. The Ender Dragon literally ragdoll falls onto the ground. The endgame portal is complete. And just like that, the speedrunner beats Minecraft Free Edition. What is this edition of Minecraft? Why is everybody playing it, and how do I get it? Now, this speedrun, you are in for a wild ride. Not only are they already level 16, but if you listen to the audio, headphone users beware. It sounds like they are recording in the aftermath of Chernobyl.
Okay, gotta get the world record. My parents don't love me if I don't get the world record.
Hang on a second. Did this speedrunner just say what I thought he just said? Well, yes. The speedrunner approaches this tree, breaking it, getting some oak blocks in the most inefficient way possible. Man, this guy could learn a thing or two about speedrunning from Joe Biden. That's all I'll say. But never mind, I'll take that back. The speedrunner does find a village in the distance, which is very lucky. Nope, never mind. I take back what I said that I would take back. Tony does not need to do a zoom here. What in tarnation am I looking at? This is literally like one of my thumbnails for this video. Inside this completely ridiculous looking villager house is a Minecraft villager wearing very little clothing, and their username is Coconut16. Yeah, that's right. I know Roman numerals. I do not know how to make sense of what in tarnation I am witnessing. The speedrunner throws their oak planks at whatever this villager is, at which point the speedrunner is waiting for Coconut16 to open up the chest, get some items, and throw them at him. But brother, you could just go in the chest yourself. The commitment to the bit is ridiculous. The speedrunner gets full netherite gear and ender pearls from Coconut, and I love how their reaction is kept to a dull whisper, as if they're recording like at 3 a.m. and they're trying not to wake up their family.
Oh god! Yes!
Well, the rabbit hole goes even deeper. Coconut breaks a trap door, revealing a chasm beneath the two. So the speedrunner drops into that well, conveniently landing into a puddle of water. And holy cow, now I know what I'm seeing. This is the legendary Coconut Ender Portal update. Oh my goodness. I was but a wee lad when they introduced this version. And hang on a second. I'm just gonna break away from this for just a moment. I love how Coconut falls into the ditch, somehow dying. And then while the speedrunner is loading into the nether, we just barely see a glimpse of chat saying that Coconut fell out of the world. Brother, you landed in a puddle of water. How did you mess that one up? The goofiness intensifies. The speedrunner opens up the chat box, revealing Prez Damon joining the game, setting the game mode to creative, invalid position for teleport. Coconut's joining, leaving, joining. The respawn point is set, and then Prez Damon asks, "You there?" Are they playing on a Minecraft server?
Don't pay attention. Okay.
Oh my goodness, sorry about the lack of warning for that jump scare. Coconut just appeared out of nowhere. The next series of events are just so stupid. Coconut appears out of thin air, and even though this is clearly a friend on the server with the speedrunner, he is just sitting there like an NPC who has completely lost his purpose in the game. Like you've completed the quest line and now they're useless. But after a minute or two of aimlessly wandering around, Coconut gets an advancement. They boot back up like a robot and just start tossing blaze rods at the speedrunner. After this happens, things get very concerning. The speedrunner's crafting Eyes of Ender, but while they are doing so, they're like laughing to themselves like an evil maniac.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Yep, that's right. Coconut the villager just explodes through the roof of the nether, disappearing forever. We did not even get to say our goodbyes to this beloved household name. Nope, never mind. Coconut just emerged from the darkness. Speedos and all, they are crafting the endgame portal. How lucky. So the speedrunner fills this endgame portal with their Eyes of Ender, only to find out that Coconut has failed us. The betrayal here is crazier than the plot of only the best anime.
I think we're gonna get the world record, guys. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Not to fear, Coconut has redeemed himself, rebuilding the endgame portal, which begs the question, we are not even halfway through the speedrun, so what more could possibly happen? Well, let's just pause the speedrun on this frame, and I think we can tell we are in for a huge treat. Are those leaves? Do leaves grow in the end? I don't think so. The speedrunner turns around, and I don't know what in the world I am looking at. It looks like a Charmander vomited all over the end island. On top of that, what is this nonsense? Is the Ender Dragon respawning? Yes, actually, don't ask me why, but the Ender Dragon was dead and then someone respawned it. This is just so painful to watch. The speedrunner throws an ender pearl up at this obelisk, taking a ton of damage, breaking this end crystal, taking even more damage, knocking them onto the ground. They don't have any more hearts, yet they are not dying. At which point they let out the silliest, most goofiest chuckle I've ever heard. Oh brother, when is it gonna be over? Keep inventory is on. They teleport themselves back to Coconut Man 16. The Coconut Villager has a command block in front of them, at which point the speedrunner flicks the switch on the command block. They're in creative mode, and I don't know how this can get any more stupid. I would sooner make a 3-hour documentary about the Donkey Kong animated TV series than continue watching this speedrun. While the speedrunner is just flying around doing whatever they want in creative mode, miserably failing at accomplishing a simple task. Coconut 16 says, what in the chat? Brother, this is Minecraft chat box, not my YouTube comment section.
Don't pay attention to that.
If brain rot speedran Minecraft, this is what it would produce. The speedrunner is trying to kill the Ender Dragon with the command. That didn't work either. Oh, brother. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I am so happy this speedrun is over. They beat the game. World record, slowest, stupidest, biggest waste of my time. This speedrun, I am so excited for. They have everything prepared for a legitimate speedrun. Wait. Hang on a second. What does that say? Minecraft ARG speedrun any percent? What in the world? Does the end of the speedrun splits say shit your pantaloons? Hang on. I gotta watch this. The speedrunner clicks single player, opening up world 3. So their world loads in and everything is looking pretty normal here. They open up the chest. They get some wood and put it into their hotbar, climbing up to the top of their house, finishing up the roof. Man, seeing this version of Minecraft is so nostalgic looking. Well, the speedrunner finishes building their home, and then next up on the clipboard of fun is to go into a cave. So the speedrunner enters the cave, pausing the game, and then if you listen to the speedrun audio, you can very clearly hear a creepy noise, which makes me suspicious. What is going on here? Well, clearly the speedrunner is spooked because they exit the cave, and while they are walking, they change their render distance. Everything is all fogged up. Things are not looking too good here. Out of nowhere, the speedrunner comes upon a sign that just says lowercase, and immediately upon seeing that sign, if you listen to the audio, you can hear Morse code beeping in the background. And just like that, there's some random cobblestone house that has just appeared out of thin air. Or, as the splits would say, I didn't build this. Hang on a second. Is this next structure supposed to be an Among Us imposter? And spoiler alert, the next moment in this speedrun is see spooky figure. And as the speedrunner turns around, Tony, do a zoom. The spooky figure is just an image overlaid onto the footage. Well, the pantaloons were certainly spoiled because the speedrunner pauses the game, exiting the world, getting the Minecraft ARG speedrun any % world record in 1 minute and 28 seconds. Bravo. This speedrun starts off very, very normal. They click play, and there's some very normal save files on the screen. My World Survival, My World Creative, 15-year journey, and We Rural Record Desrub. But of course they're gonna create a new world. Wait, what are they doing? After literally a whole 10 minutes before the game even starts, their timer starts. Weird, but okay. And as far as I can see, everything is normal, except for the fact that, oh man, are they using a tablet? All I wanted for Christmas was a speedrun that was not on a tablet. Oh yeah, and they're selecting the 3rd slot in their inventory. Yeah, this one's gonna be wild. The speedrunner turns around, and within 10 seconds, they find a village. How lucky. And while the speedrunner is moseying on down to this village, they're taking damage, and I realize there is no game audio. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my headphones off, because the audio to this video is literally just that stupid dream speedrun music that I have heard way too many times. At this point, it is more overplayed than Mariah Carey's Christmas song. The speedrunner opens up the door to this house. Going upstairs, opening the chest, they find some food and netherite gear. Oh man, how original. Now I know you can't see me, but I'm air quoting right now. The speedrunner equips their newly found legitimate gear. And what is their Minecraft skin? What are they, impersonating the Batman speedrunner? So yeah, they waste 30 whole seconds organizing their inventory, at which point they slaughter cows that were being contained in a fence that was very clearly not made by the villagers. So the speedrunner eats their raw beef. They break some oak logs, turning them into planks, at which point they are the master of dilly and dallying, because they're just walking around aimlessly, wasting a ton of time eating their raw beef. What a lunatic. This guy is almost as weird as that guy Ayundaru who keeps on stealing my content. And hang on a second, did you notice what just happened? Tony, rewind the film. Let's play that clip one more time. Not only was there a very sudden cut, but did this man just change skin color? New ability unlocked. And after entering a house, poking around for a few seconds, and then exiting, they open their inventory, and we find out what they cut the footage for. 64 enchanted golden apples. You're a big doofus. Things just get so much worse. The speedrunner enters this house in front of them. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this does not exist in vanilla Minecraft. Now, you guys always tell me, oh, you're missing this update, you're missing that update. As far as I know, water with trapdoors, a barrel, and a crafting table don't just spawn in a villager house. They open up the barrel, finding obsidian. What a load of barnacles. The speedrunner traverses across this village, entering another house. Inside the house, they find a chest, and the loot does look very normal. But hang on a second. A flint in a chest? I don't think so, Buster. Well, the speedrunner uses their newly found loot to craft a flint and steel. And Tony, why don't you pause the video right here? Let's do a slow zoom on this exposed dirt block segment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can notice this, but this goofball clearly made a nether portal here, deleted it, and then filled in the hole with dirt blocks. But like cheating is gonna help them, they craft a nether portal in the most painstaking way possible. Okay, 1, 2, 3 planks. All right, four planks. Yep. Okay, 5 planks. Yep. Okay, another plank on the side. Nope, never mind. Nah, we didn't mean to put that plank down. And this one, why did I put this one down? Sorry about that, guys. This one, who needs planks? Why don't we just get rid of all the planks? Yeah, you know what? It's time for the obsidian. Nope, never mind. I gotta get rid of more planks. And this one too. I'm not really sure why I put these down, guys. Okay, 1, 2 obsidian. That's 3, 4. That's 7 more obsidian. Let's open up the inventory. Nope, never mind. Let's close it. Okay, let's cut the video and jump around, and just like that, that's how to build a nether portal, guys. Like and subscribe, and smash that subscribe button. Yes, that was painful to watch. The speedrunner cut their footage because they are literally unable to build a nether portal. That is just so sad. They light the nether portal with their flint and steel, entering the nether at a time that legitimate speedrunners would probably be in the end by die. As usual, the speedrunner is just aimlessly wandering around. What is this? Another speedrun to waste my time? But nope, hang on a second. How lucky. The speedrunner finds a nether fortress. Nope, never mind. Brother really bought his copy of Minecraft off of Temu.com. Even with everything set up here, the speedrunner went as far as to speed up their footage while the timer is going at the same exact pace. By some miracle, the speedrunner is able to get 7 blaze rods. Even though the timer says 5 minutes, this goober has probably been playing for 40 minutes now. They struggle to escape from this chasm they have trapped themselves in. Then they proceed to the nether portal to exit the nether. Wait, what are they doing? Tony, don't do a zoom. Tony, don't do a zoom here. What in the world are we looking at? In the past, we have seen the PP trader, the PP merchant, and now I believe this is the PP piglin. And as you can tell by the screen shaking, the speedrunner is very excited about this. They begin spamming the button on this dispenser to get Lord knows what, but for some reason it is just not working. At one point, they even open up the dispenser trying to troubleshoot why aren't all of the ender pearls being dispensed, until what I can only assume is supposed to be a Walmart great value simulation of bartering with a piglin is concluded. The speedrunner returns to their portal, getting back into the overworld, only to waste more time kicking a villager out of their own home to sleep, which is very counterintuitive because this is a speed run. Unless you're speed running sleeping in a villager's bed. Well, anyways, it's daytime now. We are past the point of a speedrun world record. This guy's chances have been ruined by them literally speedrunning slower than a slug. They craft their eyes of ender. Wait, hang on a second though. They craft their eyes of ender and then just never throw them. Then, after aimlessly wandering around, they approach what seems like an extremely inconspicuous spot of dirt, digging down with a netherite sword. This is just pitiful. Oh, but that's okay though. They open up their inventory, taking out their netherite pickaxe to dig down. And where did they get the netherite pickaxe and all those arrows? I could not tell you. This speedrun is really just an emotional roller coaster. It has more twists and turns than the mystery of how you pronounce my username on YouTube. Because hang on a second, the speedrunner put all that work into digging down. Why are they building back up? They approach another random dirt block, digging down, only to find the world's most rarest Minecraft occurrence in the world. A portal just sitting there. You can tell the speedrunner is very excited by the way they shake their screen around, and all is good and well until the speedrunner completely fills the portal with eyes. Come to find out, whoever built this portal is an idiot. So there is another cut. The footage is sped up. They refill the portal with eyes, and hallelujah, we're in the end. Even though the footage is still like triple speed. And hang on a second, I just turned my speakers back on, and the background music is not the stupid dream speedrun song anymore. It's inspirational epic theme song time. Yes, oh my goodness, this speedrun has been so painful to watch. What are we doing? My grandma could beat Minecraft quicker using a USB steering wheel controller. This guy stinks. It is literally just like that episode of SpongeBob where the fish screams, "This guy stinks." The speedrun footage is still going a mile a minute. They are being massacred by every enderman in society. Enchanted golden apples, a netherite sword will not help this speedrunner. We are almost at 13 minutes here. And while they're trying to kill the ender dragon, they're turning the volume down on their tablet. Buddy can multitask volume control while attacking the dragon, but he can't hit a crystal with the bow and arrow. Miss, miss, miss. So many missed shots here. At this point, I need to open up merch with just a poster that says you miss 100% of the shots that you take. Oh, thank the good Lord. Merry Christmas at 13 minutes and 9 seconds. This speed run sucked baloney. This speed run is happening at school. And don't worry, this speedrunner has done his homework. It says so on the screen. Mom, if you're watching this, I swear I'm done with my homework. Yes, okay. Well, it's very, very legitimate. This speedrun is a set seed. They have an in-game timer going, spawning right in front of a village. So they break this glass, jumping up, opening the chest, and all the loot looks very, very legitimate. Quick, they get 15 obsidian blocks and an iron pickaxe. So the speedrunner uses their pickaxe to break this stone on the house, getting a bed. They get another bed, 4 more beds, as well as more obsidian. And holy cannoli, I have never seen anyone build a nether portal that quickly before. Now this next moment is some sort of Gandalf wizardry. They start breaking a ton of blocks down. Then they place 2 blocks in there, which I think is pushing a flint back there from gravel towards them. At the speed of light, the speedrunner, pun intended, crafts a flint and steel, completing the portal, lighting it, and entering the nether. When in the nether, the speedrunner is trying to find something, I don't know what, but you can hear the dialogue in the school where the speedrunner is saying he only has $2.
What do you mean? I have like $2.
There's 10 pesos.
It's less than $1.
What?
It's less than $1.
Well, after that riveting conversation, the speedrunner has ran to a very specific point in the nether, creating a nether portal at the speed of light, lighting it, pun intended, and they spawn directly into the portal room. Is this fake, or has this been practiced billions of times in study hall? This guy's mom is not gonna be happy with him. What's crazy about this is that this seed is very, very lucky. This is a very rare glitch because the end portal is actually crossing over different chunks. And on that note, I'm gonna go get a chocolate chunk cookie. I'm actually not sure what happens here because as soon as the speedrunner spawns into the end, they change their render distance from 2 to 15, but then their timer jumps about 40 seconds. And at the same time, you can see this goofy picture of a dog covering someone at their school. So my guess here is that a teacher walked by and they cut the footage out. I don't know. Regardless though, the speedrunner does set up their beds to kill the dragon, and they blew it. Yeah, they broke that bed a little bit too early. Was he rushing or was he dragging? The age-old question. I just thought this speedrun was funny because he was doing it in school. Do your homework, eat your Flintstone gummies. Holy cannoli. It is a Christmas miracle. The title of this speedrun is 100% real Minecraft speedrun Christmas edition. Oh jolly, just in time for Christmas. So the loading screen is looking great. Things are looking up. They spawn into the world. Who is GN Storm 5433? And why did they try to swim in lava? He's selecting the second slot on his hotbar. It's safe to say that something is wrong here, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They spawn right in front of a village, which is very good news. The speedrunner then approaches this villager, opening up the trades, but wait, what are they doing?
Alright, sir. Are you here for Santa?
What in tarnation? What is this? A 2010 Minecraft roleplay video? Since when do villagers speak? Yeah, I kid you not, this villager is instructing the speedrunner to go to the right. I'm just gonna ask this question, don't make fun of me. Is this a new feature? No, surely this is just some sort of buffoonery. There's no way that Santa would be Santa.
Oh my god, it's Santa! Yo! Santa!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Yes, that is right. The speedrunner literally was just sitting around like an idiot, wasting so much time. Out of nowhere, some Minecraft player dressed up like Santa named GN Weckle 0629 comes out of nowhere. Some sort of goofy, low-quality MP3 is played in the background, and they're even saying it in the chat log. Ho ho, how ridiculous. I mean, come on. Santa even spelled Mary wrong. Santa literally hands the speedrunner a red wrap present, which I'm pretty sure between you and me is just a shulker box. But wow, it's Santa. Santa's present for you: a diamond sword, helmet, chestplate, leggings, and more. Then, like the goober that he is, Santa just floats away into the distance. That is literally one of my favorite qualities about a fake speedrun, when a player in creative mode just flies away into the sunset. Wow, how convenient. The speedrunner now has a full stack of obsidian and flint and steel to make that sweet, sweet nether portal. Wait, why are they building it so high? Buddy has 5 hearts. This was a horrible idea. He is not going to survive that jump. Oh, nope, never mind. Nice work. He survived. And just like that, the speedrunner lights their nether portal. They jump into their portal, entering the nether. So the speedrunner is in the nether now. Hallelujah. Wait, what was that? I need to investigate this. Well, I personally am mystified. Nothing looks wrong here. Everything seems exactly as it was before the cut. Hang on a second. What is that? Tony, you know the drill. Do a zoom. Yep, my goofball detector is picking up some wild activity. Did the speedrunner just pick up a random golden pickaxe lying around just sitting there? Yeah, he did.
Yo, is that a pickaxe? Let's go. I just got a free pickaxe. Those are nether pickaxes. They spawn naturally.
Yes, how ridiculous. This speedrunner is trying to convince speedrun.com moderators that golden pickaxes just spawn naturally. Yeah, you know, the golden pickaxe was taking a vacation. Just getting some sun sunbathing done. Things just get so much worse. Listen to the speedrunners say this.
Yo, I'm really hoping for some nether water.
What in tarnation? Did this guy just say he's hoping for some nether water? I hate to break it to you, Buster, but that's not a thing.
Oh, let's go! There's nether.
And I'm gonna be honest, for a while I forgot that this was the Christmas special. So everything's looking normal. The speedrunner is running around trying to find, I don't know, a nether fortress, a bastion. But instead, they find a gift from Daddy Santa. Oh my goodness. What is this, my comment section? And hold the phone, that was just so disturbing. The speedrunner is getting attacked by a skeleton and their reaction is really weird.
Die!
What the heck? Yep, this is something that I could not make up in my wildest dreams. The speedrunner finds a chest with this ridiculous sign next to it. They break the netherrack directly above the chest to open the chest, revealing Daddy Santa himself hiding behind the walls. So the speedrunner opens up this chest. Why is it full of redstone dust? Until something has gone horribly wrong because you hear the speedrunner say this.
What's that noise?
Yes, this is one of the biggest betrayals in anime history. Santa betrayed a speedrunner. I can't believe it. This is not a Christmas miracle at all. But then, with a wild twist and turn of the plot, the speedrunner is teleported back into the nether. GN Weckle apologizes, saying, sorry for killing you. Here, have this present. It is just for you. And inside, blaze rods and ender pearls. Whoop-de-doo-dah. Oh, brother, if you think that it can't get any worse, it does. The speedrunner is now attempting to return back to their nether portal, and they encounter an enormous oversized present in the nether. Yeah, this must be the new Christmas update. So they mine through the wall of this present, revealing GN Weckle with a completed nether portal and yet another red shulker box with even more ridiculous items to help the speedrunner. So the speedrunner jumps into this nether portal, returning to the overworld. They craft blaze powder, they craft some eyes of ender. Things take an even worse turn somehow. Listen to what the speedrunner is saying in their microphone.
Looking for something good to eat in this village?
Yeah, while the speedrunner claims that they are looking for something good to eat, and I know you can't see me, but I'm air quoting, they find two signs in front of them saying, do you hate villager scammers? Nuke them with lever for only 1 emerald. What in tarnation? And yes, exactly what you think is gonna happen happens. The speedrunner pulls the lever and then their computer ceases to exist. It is unable to handle whatever in the world is triggered by this lever.
What's that noise? What's happening? Why is my game lagging? I see TNT! No way they just got nuked. That's a big hole. Alright.
This is speed running history. The speedrunner nukes the village, and in the wake and aftermath, there is an end portal just hanging around, sitting there. This is so hilarious. And I feel like I keep on saying, oh, things can't get worse. Things just can't get worse. They do. They get worse. The worst acting I have ever witnessed in my entire life.
Dude, it's an ender portal, nether portal, never mortal.
What in tarnation are you saying? Ender portal, nether mortal, flortal, bortal. You're not making any sense, buddy. Whatever. I can't get so worked up about this buffoonery. The speedrunner fills the end portal with eyes. Entering the end, they dig up to the surface of the end island, and then I'm not sure what happens here because you can clearly hear the speedrunner blowing a whirlwind into their microphone saying, oh, I had some dust on my screen. But then right after that, something real unusual happens.
Alright, I had a little dust on my screen.
Yeah, what was the point of that? Especially considering right after that, the speedrunner is so dumb, they almost die and they're screaming in their microphone like a little... Never mind.
Die in a giant... Oh no!
That was absolutely hilarious. And Tony, do a zoom. Who is this? Is this the second return of Santa? Things get crazy. GN Weckle puts down a lever. They send a message in the chat saying, pull the lever. And I am actually genuinely curious as to what is going on, because as soon as the speedrunner pulls this lever, the Ender Dragon is getting spawn camped with lightning and thunder. The speedrunner is freaking out, and all of a sudden the dragon just shatters into a million pieces and dies. And I'm sorry, but did the speedrunner say the Ender Dragon is explosionizing?
The Ender Dragon is explosionizing! The Ender Dragon is explosionizing! Yo! No, the dragon's. Then the dragon died.
What in tarnation? Nope, never mind. The dragon clearly was killed with a command. How lame. And I love how at the end of the speedrun, the speedrunner and GN Weckle are throwing snowballs at the screen, crouching, swinging in the air with their pickaxes, as if this is like some sort of silly 2010 Minecraft roleplay video.
This speedrunner spawns in a jungle biome, then they use their elytra to fly. Afterwards, they beat an illager raid and ride a minecart to the stronghold. Then the speedrunner climbs on the wall and shoots a bunch of arrows. Wait, this is the wrong footage.
The speedrunner approaches this tree in front of them. They're breaking down the blocks, but just one more layer that adds to the suspiciousness of this speedrun. If you listen to the audio, why is the speedrunner chuckling? What is funny about a tree, Buster? Everything here is looking normal. They turn their oak logs into planks. They make a crafting table. They make some sticks. And don't ask me why, but they pause their game, and as soon as they resume it, there's like a mouse edit on the screen. Unnecessary, but funny. Well, the speedrunner crafts their wooden pickaxe. But wait a second, why are they digging down? And why is there a picture for every sound effect? Buddy, can you replace the batteries on your smoke detector? Oh, okay, I get it now. So they're getting some stone.
Now getting stone.
Things get so chaotic. They got speedrunning music with the Minecraft soundtrack, with this speedrunner's friend literally burping.
I'm on an island. Bad spawn.
Oh, brother. Oh, man, a second burp. Keep it to yourself. I guarantee if I burped like that in a video, I would lose all of my subscribers. It just gets so much more confusing. The speedrunner is trying to find something, maybe a village, maybe a ruined nether portal, and out of nowhere, this ginormous face just fades in over the entire screen. And then when the speedrunner drops their pickaxe, there's some goofy sound effect for that too. Legitimately, I have no idea what's happening anymore. Is this a Minecraft speedrun or a meme review? They're putting the I am Steve thing up on the screen. What is that? Five Nights at Freddy's? Get that off my screen. The speedrunner is making a stone sword. Meanwhile, they got the I yearned for the mines picture on the screen. This is the world's first meme speedrun. Hang on a second, watch this next clip and tell me if you notice anything suspicious.
Did you guys just see that grass box?
Yeah, what in the world? I have so many questions and I need answers to them now. And of course, like every other stupid fake Minecraft speedrun, these guys are just trying to waste my time. 2.5 minutes of it to be exact. The speedrunner stops out of nowhere. They open up their chat box and all of a sudden the Matrix is covering their speedrun footage. As you can literally hear them up to no good through their microphone. Then out of nowhere, the Matrix overlay disappears by accident, revealing that the speedrunner has been trying to type /game mode. Then there's a sudden cut where the speedrunner recreates their world in creative mode. Another sudden cut, and now the timer has been reset, and the first frame we see is creative mode. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The speedrunner is giving themselves full diamond gear, slower than the immortal snail, and you could hear him going, oh, how do I make it go fast?
How do I make it go fast?
Get good, buddy. And yep, this is the point that we are at. The speedrunner is floating around in creative mode. They drop into the water. There's another goofy meme overlay edit. At least they're having fun. So the speedrunner gives themselves Eyes of Ender in creative mode. They are spamming so many of them in the sky. More memes. Insane Minecraft skills. 0.0000001% luck to get elytra this early. And I'm pretty sure brother misspelled elytra. It gets so much worse. His friend says the most absurd and unhinged thing I have ever heard. And then the speedrunner is apologizing to us. Oh, sorry about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to piss the bed.
What? Sorry about the background noise, guys.
Sorry about the background noise. Brother, it's not like it's a bunch of pots and pans. I kid you not. A solid 20 seconds of this speedrunner just floating around like a goofball. I am just not getting it. The speedrunner starts typing in the chat /locate structure. He's trying to find the stronghold, but if you listen to the audio from the footage, the speedrunner is saying, oh, my game is lagging.
My game's lagging again, hold on.
Brother, this is single player. You don't even need internet to speedrun Minecraft. Then, while he is trying to locate a stronghold, the Windows restarting screen pops up while you can literally hear him clacking and clicking on his keyboard.
I have to reset my computer real quick. quick.
Blue screen is blue screen.
Blue screen.
Another splash screen pops up. Oh no, our speed run, we got the blue screen of death. What are we gonna do? Then the overlays disappear. What, do you have a trial mode on your video editor and you only get 5 seconds of layers? Because you can clearly see he's typing in Minecraft Stronghold. Never mind, he can't spell. There is so much background noise. They're saying that there's a hurricane, that there's lightning striking his grandmother's house. What?
Dude, I think lightning just struck my grandma outside. Hold on. Grandma's outside. I think Santa might have run her over or something. I don't know.
This guy is saying that he's getting hacked and there's a global pandemic. And then after all this nonsense and baloney, there's a sudden cut. It clearly says you've been teleported to this location. And they're in creative mode just digging straight down. Until everybody is having a laugh because this guy literally misses the stronghold and just digs right into the void. Another sudden cut. The speedrunner is building a portal while they are literally saying, oh, this is a rare phenomena when the portal spawns right in front of you.
It's a very rare phenomenon where this portal spawns right in front of you.
What a load of horseradish. I hope you step on a Lego. So now, yes, the speedrunner is in the end. Hold the phone. Why is the dragon T-posing over there? Nope, never mind. He just came back to life. I'm not sure what in tarnation happens here. The speedrunner throws an Eye of Ender onto the ground. They go to the pause menu. We get another blue screen of death. And then out of nowhere, they've been updated to survival mode and they have a whole hotbar worth of beds. And wow, what a monumental moment. World record time of 3 minutes. But if you think that this goofball is actually gonna beat the dragon legitimately, you are sorely mistaken. Unless you can fight the Ender Dragon with memes, this guy stands no chance. Because they literally put a bed down in front of them by accident, almost ending themselves. Nope, never mind, I take it back. The speedrunner types 3 slashes with an L, and it's too late because they are done. Then you hear him say this.
The Ender Dragon is hacking.
And yeah, out of nowhere, the Ender Dragon just plops right in front of them out of thin air. I'm convinced the Ender Dragon is hacking. The speedrunner kills everything in his vicinity, including himself. You got the matrix on the top left of the screen now. And I guess they beat the game. Nope. There is no trace left of the dragon. So for some reason, as if this is gonna be any more legitimate, there is a sudden cut. The speedrunner spawns another Ender Dragon. The speedrunner does the same kill command. And I guess they do technically beat the Ender Dragon. His friends are in the background literally applauding him.
There we go! There we go! That is how you speedrun Minecraft.
Thanks for watching.
Yep, just like that. That is indeed how you speedrun this game. Guinness World Records approves it.
This speedrunner starts off by finding a village. They get Frostwalker boots and test them out on the water. Then they mine some coal, harvest pumpkins, and walk on lava. Wait, this is the wrong footage.
This speedrun, I kid you not, it starts off right here. 2 days played. Who is their character? Pirate Pete? They have rotten flesh in their inventory. They're level 2. Is that really all you accomplished in 2 days of Minecraft? I could tell this one's gonna be wacky. Well, they approach this tree, breaking the wood. And oh, come on. Is that a barrel hidden underneath the tree? Inside the barrel is more wood and cobblestone. What a lame cheater. Well, the speedrunner crafts some planks, making a crafting table, and they create some tools. And wow, how lucky, the speedrunner spawns right next to a village. So they enter this house, opening the chest, and inside is what appears to be legitimate and normal blacksmith loot. Now, I know you like fact-checking me, and let's just be honest. There are so many details about Minecraft to remember, so am I gonna know whether or not 1 iron ingot is legitimate and 5 is not? I'm probably gonna forget. Well, the speedrunner equips their newly found iron armor. They do get very, very lucky finding a second blacksmith, opening the chest, and again, this does seem like a lot of loot, but nothing seems too out of the ordinary, but I could be wrong. And you know what? Right now, the speedrun seems not super fake, aside from the mysterious and mystical barrel underneath a tree. How original. So this speedrunner breaks these hay bales. They locate some gravel, taking 1 piece with them, breaking it a few times to get some flint. So they use their hay to create some loaves of bread. They craft a flint and steel. Now this next moment, listen very closely and pay attention to what is happening when they say this.
We should get some beds. Wait, we'll get them after the nether.
Yeah, you're gonna find out real soon what happens with the beds. It is wacky. Well, moving on, the speedrunner does create their nether portal with a touchscreen. That was very impressive. Thumbs up from me. I hate touchscreens. They light their portal entering the nether. While in the nether, the speedrunner does have very low health, so they eat their bread and pay very close attention to what is happening on the screen here. There, right there on the screen. Do you notice what is in front of you? Give me one good reason why there is a single nether brick block in the middle of the screen, and if you look slightly to the right, I'm sorry, but is that a doorway? All dressed up with nowhere to go? I am scared to find out what is going on here.
Oh, there's something over there.
Yeah, there is definitely something over here. Come on, buddy. A pressure plate that gives you fire resistance and some sort of bootleg Walmart great value nether fortress with a blaze spawner hanging out in the middle of the room. This is so unbelievable. Get a grip. After some time of waiting, unfortunately, there are no blazes that are spawning. And I know you guys are poking fun at me when I say frame by frame. Please stop bullying me because we're going frame by frame here. Frame 1, everything is normal. Frame 2, the footage gets all garbled up. And on frame 3, you can very clearly tell that this is a new segment of video and they spawned these blazes manually. And just listen to what they do say when the video gets garbly like that.
Okay, they spawned. And wait, you know what? I died.
Oh my goodness, this is just so embarrassing. Not only did the speedrunner think they were slick, cheating in a very silly yet creative way, but it was just so horrible that they could not even survive 2 blazes.
That was a lot of lag.
That was a lot of lag. Things just get so much worse. Just watch this clip.
He has it back in the nether.
Back in the nether? Buddy, you cut out the whole plot of the movie. How did you get back into the nether? The speedrunner returns to their bootleg nether fortress. And come on, phone a friend. Even my grandma knows that you could just reduce your render distance and that will make room for some blazes. Wait, what is the speedrunner doing? Why are they bridging over lava? Oh my goodness, they did not just fall in. Oh, wait a second, never mind. They have fire resistance. How lucky. Oh boy, this speedrun is a roller coaster of emotions. I am genuinely not sure why they left the bootleg nether fortress. Oh no. Is that another magical doorway? I don't even want to know what it leads to.
Okay, what's over here? Wait, it's the piglin room.
Oh brother, you stink. Yes, the speedrunner is lucky enough to find the bootleg piglin room. FYI, have you ever heard of a bastion, buddy? The sad part about this is that for some reason, this guy's game is broken. It is not spawning. The mobs are on vacation. Newsflash, the piglins are having margaritas on the beach right now. They open up the barrel in front of them. There is a stack of golden ingots. So the speedrunner throws those golden ingots on the ground. But what is the point of these charades? There are already ender pearls on the ground in front of you. Just pick them up and go to the stronghold. Something is so broken here. Is this even the right piglin for trading? I don't think so. So the speedrunner kills the piglin in front of them and they pick up all the items on the ground. Well, that's fantastic. I am very proud of the speedrunner. The fact that they are alive is a miracle. They return to the bootleg blaze room, opening up their chat log. I am not even gonna take a look at it. It is a load of baloney. There is another shameless cut. There are blazes all over the screen. At this point, though, the speedrunner is about to die. They are frantically trying to find their bootleg nether fortress room, but they can't locate the doorway. It is hilarious. They're on 2.5 hearts.
Shelter, 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 shelter. We're gonna die again.
Shelter. Have you tried some get good? Oh, I just noticed now. This guy is such a big stinky cheater. They have keep inventory on. They have 1 blaze rod, 53 ender pearls. So they turn their blaze rod into 2 blaze powder, crafting 2 eyes of ender. And remember earlier what this fake speedrunner was saying about beds? Well, they mentioned beds again.
First, we better get some beds.
Immediately after making this comment, there is another unusual cut, and then they start digging dirt blocks in front of them with a sword. Weird, but okay. Until they literally fall into the bedroom.
Oh, Oh, look, it's the rare bed patch.
Correction, sorry guys. I know I'm not usually up to speed about the new Minecraft updates. This is the bed patch, not the bedroom. The speedrunner proceeds to waste so much time organizing their inventory, leaving a gargantuan mass on the floor in front of them. Have you ever heard of reduce, reuse, recycle? So the speedrunner digs up out of this hole, throwing their Eye of Ender, but they waste even more time trying to retrieve their Eye of Ender out of a tree. This is definitely this guy's first time playing Minecraft. Rookie mistake. But oddly enough, the direction that the Eye of Ender did go in is correct, just not in the way that you would expect it. The speedrunner finds a cave system, oh brother, revealing an end portal that they clearly placed there in creative mode. So they fill the portal with eyes, opening a barrel in front of them that has a netherite sword in front of it, and they enter the end. Not even 5 seconds in the end, and they are ambushed by endermen, dying immediately. Now, tell me why I am half expecting another goofy cut. Yep, there we go, that's the cut I was expecting.
Okay, we're back in the end. I cut to not waste time.
I'm sorry, did this speedrunner just say I cut to not waste time? Maybe you could have thought that way when you were organizing your inventory in the bed patch. The speedrunner's vicious battle with the Ender Dragon is just so embarrassing because despite them having an inventory full of beds from the 0.1% chance bed patch location, they waste a lot of time just swinging at the Ender Dragon with their netherite sword until the speedrunner, while they're waiting for the dragon to perch again, eats another loaf of bread. They are on one heart until this happens.
Sorry about the cut. My cam glitched and I died.
That's right. The 101st cut. What am I even looking at on the screen? Seeds, 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 moss carpet. It's very clear that this speedrunner killed the Ender Dragon, did some off-camera mining, and they're calling it legit. That was painful. This speedrunner spawns into their world. Looking around, this seed is a very good one. They climb this tree in front of them, jumping off, doing a 360 with style, and holy cow, is that a ruined nether portal? How lucky, there's some sheep in front of them. But the speedrunner opens up the ruined nether portal chest, getting obsidian planks, a wooden sword, and flames. So the speedrunner completes this ruined nether portal, lighting the portal with their flame, and entering the nether. And holy cow, where they spawned in, there is no way that this is actually real. A nether fortress in front of them, as well as, is that a bastion? Ooh, Tony, replay that fail one more time. The speedrunner attempts jumping across the lava with their plank, but they fall right into the lava. Luckily though, they pick themselves back up, getting into the bastion, and things are looking up for them. The speedrunner finds 3 sawdust blocks in this chest. So the speedrunner comes across some piglin to barter with, throwing their 3 sawdust blocks at them. And oh man, the trades there are crazy. The last time there was a transfer of wealth this big was that time that baloney head Ayundaru stole all my subscribers. So the speedrunner escapes the bastion, and in good time too, because above them, Tony, do a zoom, a ghast spawned in, and it is terrifying. Now hang on a second, what is the speedrunner doing here? Exiting the nether without getting blaze rods? Well, that's because they don't need blaze rods. The speedrunner throws down 2, count 'em, 2 slime balls to perform some triangulation, and with a little bit of math, a little bit of elbow grease, and a lot of pain, the speedrunner locates the stronghold. I am so impressed, and this speedrunner is as strong as wood. You are not breaking into this fortress. But holy cow, they get very lucky. The endgame portal is an 8-eye. Wow. They fill the portal, jumping into it, entering the end, and oh my goodness, I swear every time I review a new speedrun, the Ender Dragon just looks scarier and scarier. These speedrunners, I just don't know how they do it. I couldn't do it myself. With just so much bravery and finesse, they break the end crystals on the obelisks, beating up the Ender Dragon with a classic 1-2 punch, and just like that, in 1 minute and 40 seconds, this speedrunner completed the Minecraft World Record speedrun of 1.21 plank version. This speedrun, believe it or not, is a legitimate speedrun of Minecraft Granny, which I didn't even know exists. You are in for a treat. The speedrunner loads up their world. You got some tips on the screen. Be quiet, she hears everything. Yeah, that's right, Grandma hears everything. And thus begins the Granny speedrun saga on day 1. The speedrunner wakes up in a room alone, opening the door, exiting the room they spawned in. They go down the stairs, passing through the the kitchen, and oh my gosh, is that the evil granny? Absolutely terrifying, but this speedrunner is a professional. They open up the cupboard, picking up a book titled Angeline. I have no idea what this is. So the speedrunner returns, going back up the stairs, opening the door in front of them, opening up a trap door, flipping a lever, which ends up opening some sort of secret room behind a bookshelf. And in that room, the speedrunner places down this mysterious book on a pedestal. Oh no, the granny cam is on screen and Granny is mopping the floors. That is terrifying. At this point, the speedrunner leaves this secret room, finding an object on the ground titled Spider Key. Well, the speedrunner goes down the stairs, passing again through the kitchen into what appears to be the living room, placing down the lever called Spider Key, which opens up a trap door. But wait a second, where are they going? Well, I'll tell you. The speedrunner goes into the kitchen, picking up an item called part of shotgun number 2. But when they turn around, oh my Lanta, is that Granny? Extreme, cue the intense music. Granny has caught sight of the speedrun. This is not looking good for the world record attempt. Never mind, that was actually kind of anticlimactic. The speedrunner runs away for like 5 seconds, then they go into the basement, and then they go even further down into what appears to be a second basement. How many basements does Granny have? Whoa, hang on a second. Why does Granny have such a nice car? Well, the speedrunner puts the part of the shotgun into a hopper. Then they pick up a stick on the shelf called part of shotgun number 1, throwing that also into the hopper. Then the speedrunner returns to the first basement, and hang on a second, Tony, do a zoom. What is that? Oh, this speedrunner is in for a terror. I do believe that is Granny behind the corner. Play the scary music. Well, the speedrunner does break this trap door in front of them, but hang on a second, was that a sudden cut? Buddy, I thought this was a real speedrun. I am flabbergasted. Am I being made a fool of right now? You know what? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe his computer was just lagging. Well, the speedrunner enters into, I don't know what, the dirt dungeon of Granny's house. I have no idea what part of Granny's house this is supposed to be, but the speedrunner breaks another trap door and it appears to be cut again. So I'm not sure if this is intentional or the mod is just glitchy or this guy is just a big stinky cheater, but I'm curious and I want to find out. Well, in the room that they broke into, they get part of shotgun number 3. They exit Granny's dirt dungeon, going back down into Granny's fallout shelter bunker. They throw the shotgun part number 3 into the hopper, opening up a shulker box, and just like that, they got an M1897. Holy cow, Granny is never gonna see this one coming. At this point, I have completely lost track of where this speedrunner is. This does not even look like a grandmother's house anymore, but the plot thickens because the speedrunner approaches what appears to be a bird's cage in this one section of the house. They use their shotgun, but as the bird dies in front of them, there is another cut, and you can very clearly see that the speedrunner was teleported, which begs the question, is this mod just horribly broken like every other Minecraft mod in existence, or are they cheating? Could this be a fake speedrun? Regardless, the speedrunner does get a feather from the bird, as well as a button that is called remote control. I'm kind of disappointed that the speedrunner didn't get to use the shotgun on Granny. Well, the speedrunner returns to the main central part of the house where they spawned in, putting down the button next to this door, opening the door, getting the chain cutter. But hang on a second, the speedrunner takes a sudden turn, and out of nowhere, Granny is there staring us down like a scary sleep paralysis demon. Cue the intense chase music. Wait, what? The speedrunner throws the chain cutter into the hole in the living room. They turn around and oh my gosh, the speedrunner is slain by Granny. So like, does that mean that they're not gonna get the world record? They respawn. It says day 2. They go back down to the living room and there she is in all of her glory. But if you ask me, Granny is not looking too good lately. I think she needs some vitamin D. I don't know what is happening anymore. The speedrunner pushes down a button on the windowsill right next to the dining room. Then they're teleported to what appears to be a prison cell block, going into the shed, picking up a melon? Question mark? Then they put the melon in the item frame on the barrel, opening up the barrel, getting a weapon key. And at this point, I am beginning to doubt, is this even an official Minecraft mod, or is this just some sort of wild ARG roleplay that I'm witnessing? The speedrunner hits another button, bringing them back to the living room of the house. And there she is again, sitting at the front door of the house, waiting for company. I hate to break it to you, Granny, but you're not getting company looking like that. So the speedrunner doubles around the house, going back up the stairs into this room, putting the weapon key into an item, into a picture frame. They open up a trapdoor, reveal revealing a barrel, and inside the barrel is a crossbow. And surprise, surprise, there is a second barrel, and inside are 2 tranquilizer darts. This speedrunner is going hardcore. They are gonna trank Granny out. She is never gonna see it coming. Fake speedrun or not, I am thoroughly entertained. Well, I don't know what's going on. The speedrunner goes down a set of stairs, and now it appears as if they're in the SpongeBob dimension. Well, they're peeking through a window using the crossbow to trigger a button, but oh brother, come on, you missed. The second shot, they get it, opening up the door. And what is with the speedrun? Come on, this guy gets a weapon every time but doesn't use it on Granny. Well, they pick up a wooden stick on the ground right next to what appears to be skull and bones in Granny's basement. What has she got going on? So the speedrunner goes back up the stairs into the basement, back into the main area of Granny's humble little abode. Then they throw the stick into that ditch in the living room. And at this point, I'm trying to figure out, why is the speedrunner throwing wire cutters and a stick into a hole in Grandma's living room? And better yet, this begs the question, where is Granny? Oh my gosh, I found Granny. There she is. A Granny Minecraft speedrun is more in-depth and time-consuming than a regular Minecraft speedrun. This guy travels back to the SpongeBob dimension basement, and again, what appears to be a very sudden cut. Oh man, I hate to accept it, but this is a fake speedrun, isn't it? I had so much respect for this guy, evading Granny with so much skill and etiquette. I'm not sure what the speedrunner is doing. They pick up their crossbow and arrows that they left in the room. I don't know why they dropped it in the first place. Then back into the main area of the house, the speedrunner gets their crossbow ready, and at the top of the staircase, Tony, do a zoom. Is that Granny in her bedroom just waiting, spawn camping the fake speedrunner like this? I cannot believe it. Well, the speedrunner aims in, shooting the target, and the dispenser drops. I don't know what, but I need to find out. I am invested in this drama. The speedrunner is currently being chased by Granny. He drops his crossbow and his arrow. I don't know why. And then they pick up the item, the screwdriver. At this point, the speedrunner is in the basement. They break a trap door, and look at that. No unusual cuts, which leads me to believe this unfortunately is a fake speedrun of a Minecraft mod about Granny. But then again, I could be wrong, because it appears as if the speedrunner is using the screwdriver to break the trapdoor, which may be why there's no cut and it's not janky. But behind that trapdoor, they get a rusty padlock key. And oh no, Granny is back at the top of the stairs. Granny has the high ground. This is not good. If I could play Duel of the Fates right now without getting copyright struck, I would. But I'm not going to, because I don't want to get demonetized. Well, I am just confused now. The speedrunner returns to the living room, going down into the ditch. They pick up all of their items that they threw down into that hole, which makes me wonder, why did they waste so much time throwing the items into the hole when they could have just kept all of them in their hotbar? Like, Buddy literally died to Granny because he was throwing items in the hole. Not very efficient, if you ask me. And again, they do the same thing. They throw 2 items down into the ditch beneath them, wasting a ton of time, but then they're carrying the chain cutter with them as they drop down. But regardless, I am so invested. Why does Granny have Pan's Labyrinth underneath their little abode? This is like that horrifying movie Barbarian. Granny has been digging a huge tunnel system underneath her homestead. The speedrunner takes a corner, and out of nowhere, it's like a T-virus monster from Resident Evil. There is scary music playing, but just like that, the Granny spider just gets distracted. I don't know what is going on, but the AI for these enemies are really stupid. Again, I am just confused now. The speedrunner goes all the way through this labyrinth, only to throw the wire cutter on the ground. They go all the way back, running into the spider Granny. They go all the way back to pick up a singular item, not 2 of them, running all the way back deep into the labyrinth, only to drop down that singular item. Then they go all the way back to the beginning to pick up a wooden stick, putting it into the picture frame. Then they use their wire cutter, at which point there is a sudden cut. It looks like the speedrunner has escaped Granny's house. Wow, I am so happy for them. This is not your typical weekend at your grandma's, so I'm glad he's back out in the wild, living life as he should. Regardless though, I am very curious as to what I just witnessed, because it was pretty darn cool. This speedrunner spawns in, and they immediately equip their auto builder. I'm sorry though, what is in their history of builds? Well, never mind. The speedrunner auto builds their flying machine, and they fly above a village. Then the speedrunner crafts a diamond pickaxe using their fuse ability. And holy cow, this speedrun takes a turn for the worst. The speedrunner crafts an ether portal, entering the portal. This has got to be the world's first ether speedrun. But hang on a second, what is the speedrunner doing? They dive off of the island, diving into a chasm in the overworld, and eventually they find themselves in the nether. Now hang on a second. If Minecraft was actually like this, wouldn't that be cool? They continue diving further past the nether, and then they find themselves in the deep end. Oh my goodness, and then they get eaten by the ender dragon. Yeah, this is the wrong footage. I just thought it was cool.
This speedrunner starts off in the air, then they approach a wish.com recreation of a tree, and when they break it, inside is a bunch of items. Planks, sticks, and apples. Buddy, who are you trying to fool here? So they make a crafting table and craft some tools. A pickaxe, an axe, a shovel, and wait, what was that? You can hear the sound of someone breaking blocks. Well, they walk towards the sounds, and there's a gigantic hole. The speedrunner jumps down this suspicious ditch, and they fall directly into an ancient city. What in tarnation? They try to make a stone pickaxe using tough blocks, but it doesn't work. And all of a sudden, cobblestone just appears out of thin air. Okay. They craft a stone pickaxe and mine a ton of iron ore. But how are they gonna smelt that iron ore? Well, more cobblestone is just pooped from the sky. So they craft a furnace, make an iron pickaxe, and then they conveniently find diamonds. They leave the ancient city, and on their way out, they walk right past a warden, and it just stands there. The speedrunner runs through a lush cave, places their furnace, and they waste a ton of time smelting their 4 stacks of iron. But it's okay, because their portal just starts making itself. The speedrunner suspiciously walks to a specific area of the cave, but keep a close eye on their experience levels. There's an extremely subtle cut, and they walk back to their magical nether portal, and out of nowhere, the speedrunner suddenly has flint in their inventory. They craft flint and steel, light the portal, and enter the nether. And sometimes in the nether, pro speedrunners will utilize a strategy called render distance manipulation. This speedrunner tries to do that, but instead, they just start changing all of their Minecraft settings. Yeah, I don't think turning clouds on and off is gonna do anything for you, buddy. So he explores the nether, and wait, why is he walking off that cliff? What? Yeah, I kid you not, the path he's walking on is literally building itself. Well, he follows his yellow brick road, and after a while, it leads him right to a bastion. The speedrunner actually finds some really good loot in the bastion, like blocks of gold and golden apples. But I have a feeling the piglins here are paid actors, because the speedrunner throws iron ingots at them, and they get 13 ender pearls. Maybe changing the cloud settings did do something. They make their way out of the bastion and back to their magical pathway, heading back to the nether portal. And once the speedrunner is in the overworld, they start using questionable methods to locate the stronghold. They start placing random blocks and signs with numbers on them. This guy's a real rocket scientist. But he presses F3, lines his crosshairs up with a very specific angle, and throws an ender pearl. And as soon as he lands, he just starts digging straight down, violating the #1 rule in Minecraft. But someone's gonna have to explain to me what he did, because somehow it worked. Yeah, he dug straight into a stronghold. And on top of that, the end portal only needs 2 more eyes of ender. But wait a second, when did the speedrunner get this blaze rod? He makes blaze powder and crafts an eye of ender, completes the portal, and enters the end. And so far, maybe the speedrunner could have gotten away with cheating, but when they're in the end, they walk to the edge of the island and they find Iron Man? This one was legit. This speedrun, I have so many questions. They immediately go underground to mine for diamonds, and what do you know, they find diamonds. But they discover an unusual bedrock chasm in front of them. So the speedrunner explores this area, finding a mysterious hole leading to the void. Is that the void or a block? They jump into the hole, and Minecraft is looking a little different here. Is this a new update to the game, or am I missing something? I've clearly missed some big updates to the game. This speedrun looks normal, but it's not. They spawn in, find a village, and get some hay. Then the speedrunner starts punching this tree. And there's a very unusual series of cuts, where in a matter of seconds, we go from the tree to the inventory to a crafting table. Nothing seems different, but just wait. This is their cheating warm-up. As they approach an iron golem, it sounds like they're doing breathing exercises to physically prepare for the battle. The only problem here is that they built 2 blocks up, not 3, so the golem can still hit them. But just watch. What up? Totally legit. So they make some food, an iron pickaxe, and a bucket. But hang on a second. Did you catch that? When they make their iron pickaxe, they use up all of their iron. And after a very subtle cut, they suddenly have 4 iron ingots out of thin air. Either this guy is a magician or he's the worst cheater in the world. But I honestly don't know. He could be a magician. Watch this.
According to my calculations, if I mine down from this spot, I will fall into gravel. Oh, and would you look at that?
I'm assuming this was the same luck that Dream had in his speedruns too. The speedrunner crafts flint and steel and begins looting the villager houses. And again, did you see what just happened? If I replay the last few seconds in slow motion, there is another sly cut from this goofy goober. And this guy's middle name must be creative mode because you can just barely see that they changed their game mode. Again. Well, inside this chest is nothing spectacular, just a hunk of emeralds. Which begs the question, why did they go in creative mode? Well, these next few moments are the goofiest speedrun strats of all time.
Alright, let's see what this guy has to trade.
This guy's username is Slinky, but he should honestly consider changing it to Stinky. You saw it here first, the world's first 1 in a million villager trade. And with their newly found diamonds, they craft full diamond armor and tools. As if this speedrun wasn't already bad enough, you are about to witness the worst acting of all time.
Oh no, we're falling down a hole! Wait, whoa, what's this?
The speedrunner fell into a huge cave filled with literally every resource needed to make a nether portal. So naturally, they attempt to make a portal, emphasis on attempt.
Oh, come on!
And I kid you not, they actually wasted time on the clock watching a nether portal tutorial. This is just so embarrassing. After lots of practice though, of course, the speedrunner successfully builds a nether port. Wait a second. I would literally rather have explosive diarrhea than continue to watch this horrible speedrun. Whether we like it or not, the speedrunner is in the nether now, and I think they're gonna try and channel some of that dream luck from earlier, because they start to mine into a random wall of netherrack, and watch what happens.
At least stop. Oh my goodness, guys, we just found the nether fortress.
What in tarnation? So the speedrunner explores the nether fortress and finds a blaze spawner. After waiting a very long time for the blaze to spawn, I guess they just couldn't wait any longer, as the speedrun is cut and they receive a special delivery of a whopping 64 blaze rods. Santa came early this year. What a miracle. And if you were to ask me if the speedrun gets worse, just watch this next cut. They're in a totally different area and they suddenly have 23 gold ingots. So the speedrunner throws the gold at the piglins to trade and they get exactly 16 ender pearls. For each trade, there is a 2.18% chance of getting 2 to 4 ender pearls. To get 16 pearls from 4 gold ingots, this guy must be the luckiest man on earth. Or his name is Drew.
Let's go back to the nether portal now. I gotta be honest, I couldn't actually find the nether portal, so I just made this one.
Whenever you feel like you've hit a low in life, just remember this speedrun exists. Now that the speedrunner's back in the overworld, they craft Eyes of Ender and attempt locating the stronghold. They dig straight down into the stronghold, finding the portal room, filling the frame, and entering the end. When in the end, the speedrunner displays their extreme agility and skill by doing this ender pearl clutch. They break the end crystals, and once again, the speedrunner shows off their skills and raw talent by doing a water bucket clutch.
Alright, guys.
With all of the end crystals destroyed and only 10 seconds left of the speedrun video, let's guess how the speedrun is going to end. Will the speedrunner propose to the Ender Dragon, throw a meatball at Minecraft Steve, or legally change his name to Gooby? He legally
Alright, just like that, guys, we have killed the Ender Dragon.
Well, that was definitely the most speedrun of all time. This speedrun, well, the speedrunner starts off by breaking a tree, and then they make a crafting table, and they make a Dyson fan. Now it looks like the speedrunner is entering into a new dimension, the dimension where he kills a light bulb with a blue paintbrush, and then he got his golden french fry, and it looks like he actually just broke it down into some particles now, the french fry particles, and now he has a dirty penny. The speedrunner is entering the purple Dyson fan territory. This dimension is that of blobs. No, never mind. He's filling the end portal with eyes. I knew that. The speedrunner flies into the end portal and he defeats the purple cat. Just like that, he beat the game in 78 seconds. Wow. This speedrunner spawns in the middle of nowhere and runs around for a bit. But wait a second. The speedrunner only has 4 hearts and no hunger bar? What in tarnation? As they explore the world, they locate a village. The speedrunner rummages through the houses and finds some decent loot. An iron pickaxe, an iron sword, 3 obsidian. They continue exploring, and on their journey, they kill some pigs for food. But the pigs are getting thrown super high. Something's funny, and it's not my low subscriber count. After spending a few minutes punching pigs into the sky, the speedrunner conveniently finds a ruined nether portal, and they have just enough obsidian to complete it. Coincidence? I think not. But there's just one problem. They don't have flint and steel. Well, they somehow managed to jump onto the top of the nether portal, and on top of it is flint and steel. Thanks, Mojang. So they light the portal, enter the end, nether, and everything seems normal. Until I started listening to the audio for this speedrun, I noticed that every time the player jumps, he sounds like... Mario? Nah, that can't be possible. So they waste a ton of time in the nether until they walk into a dead end. And watch what happens to see if you can spot what's wrong. The speedrunner very subtly made a cut to the speedrun, and after the cut, they travel directly to a bastion. In your dreams, buddy. They find some gold blocks, mine them, and turn them into ingots. Then they find a piglin conveniently trapped behind a wall. But instead of trading with it, they look up, break the block above them, and they get 3 ender pearls. Then they give their gold to the piglin. I don't think the speedrunner understands how trading works in Minecraft. After their completely legitimate means of trading, they continue exploring the nether until they reach a lava lake. Now, I was expecting them to, I don't know, bridge across it, but instead, yeah, somehow they just bounce their way across the nether. They eventually find a nether fortress and punch their way through some blazes, getting 3 blaze rods. And once again, they get right back to bouncing on the lava. But wait a second, is that a nether portal? Did the frame to this portal just grow legs and walk away? So he enters his bootleg nether portal and returns to the overworld. The speedrunner crafts Eyes of Ender, throws one, and goes in that direction. And on their way to finding the stronghold, they instead find a water slide? And it leads them directly to the stronghold. What in tarnation? So they find the portal and it has 2 eyes missing. Must be a lucky coincidence. So they fill the portal and wait, why are they going to third person? Is that Mario?
Here we go! It's me, Mario!
This baloney head just got the new Minecraft speedrun world record, playing as Mario.
This speedrun starts off in a rather unexpected way. I don't know if this is a personal attack on me or they just like to threaten people, but I guess we have to subscribe. And we are greeted by the lovely sound of... I'm not quite sure, a toaster oven? Regardless, this guy's microphone quality is just horrible. But everything looks pretty legit. He's got a timer, you can see the world loading up, everything looks pretty normal here. But as soon as they spawn, a couple things look off here. Number one, they do spawn immediately into a village, which I'll give them that one, that can happen. But they are selecting the 4th slot on their hotbar, which means they probably have already played in this world and just cut it out. Maybe it's a glitch. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. So the speedrunner turns around, they enter a blacksmith house, and they find some pretty reasonable looking items. Some obsidian, some iron, everything here looks pretty normal to me. They do get exactly 10 obsidian, which is pretty lucky, but you know, maybe it's possible. But when they go into the next house and open up the chest, that's when things start to look just a little bit fishy here. There's just a little bit more bread and wood than you might imagine would appear in a chest. So the speedrunner spends some time reorganizing their inventory, which is a #1 priority when it comes to speedrunning. And hang on a second, I might be delirious, but I think I just saw something in the distance here. I'm gonna rewind the video. Yeah, I don't know if you see that too, but that looks like a ginormous building with a gold ingot on it. Again, I could just be delirious. Maybe we'll find out later. You may not have noticed what just happened here. For most people, this would go right over their heads. But if you didn't catch it, there was a very slight cut, and for some reason, the speedrunner decided to go into creative mode and then go back into survival mode. He thinks I'm stupid. I'm not gonna let this one get past me, buddy. Regardless, they build their obsidian nether portal, light it, and as soon as they enter the nether, everything looks pretty normal here. They walk around for a bit in the nether, and then they immediately discover a nether fortress, and they also find a very conveniently placed path of netherrack blocks. Good for them. So they jump down onto the path, and the path leads directly to a blaze spawner, which is fantastic news for the speedrunner because they are only 55 seconds into the speedrun, which means they're making world record time right now. The speedrunner kills that only blaze that is available to him, and unfortunately does not get a blaze rod. But I want you to listen for a moment to what he says next.
If I can just get 1 blaze rod, I should be fine with how good my luck is.
So if you couldn't hear him, the speedrunner said if I could just get 1 blaze rod, that'd be fine with how good my luck is, which may or may not be foreshadowing for what happens in the future of this speedrun. They kill another blaze, unfortunately not getting any loot from that one either, but on the 3rd blaze, they do get a blaze rod from it. And they must really believe in themselves because they get that 1 blaze rod and decide to leave. And before I show you this next part, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, The Truman Show. It's kind of like that. They see a nether portal, but when they walk right past it, they've entered some sort of Walmart great value overworld. Now, you know, honestly, if I wasn't wearing my contacts right now, if I was
squinting my eyes a little bit, this might fool me. Otherwise, it's very clear that they've recreated the overworld. As to why, I have no idea. But they find a block that I'm assuming is supposed to represent the sun. It turns out it is a yellow shulker box full of 64 stacks of gold ingots, which honestly I have no idea why that would help them right now, but let's just keep on watching and find out what happens. So the speedrunner takes their miraculous loot, they go into their portal and return to the overworld. And I don't know if you remember earlier how I pointed out a ginormous looking gold ingot in the distance, but that is what the speedrunner returns to. So the speedrunner goes up to the strange and new structure, depositing their gold ingots into it, and in the barrel, they suddenly get ender pearls. I honestly don't keep up too much with Minecraft updates, but clearly I've missed out on a handful of them because I don't remember this being in Minecraft. Regardless, the speedrunner crafts their eyes of ender, they throw them up into the air, but when they jump, they fall into a very large chasm. And when they're in the void, they just suddenly appear in the stronghold. I'm not quite sure how this is all happening, but it's very entertaining. So when in the stronghold, it turns out that the portal is completely filled. The likelihood of this happening is extremely low. In addition to that, there's also a random button in the portal room, so they click it, and honestly, I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen next. That button could do anything. It could create a parallel universe, it could spawn an apple, there's only one way we're gonna find out. So at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, the speedrunner has entered the end, and at least this part of the speedrun looks pretty normal. Unfortunately though, the speedrunner just wastes like a whole minute shooting arrows at the dragon and missing most of the shots, but when they're destroying the end crystals, they get tossed by the dragon, and right when they're about to do some sort of bucket clutch or ender pearl clutch and save themselves from death, yeah, you can't make this up, there's a to be continued sign on the screen. So this is definitely the first speedrun I've ever seen where it was broken down into 2 parts, but don't worry, luckily though, I have part 2, and we're gonna watch that right now. So before I play this clip, just take a wild guess as to what might happen. Maybe they land on the ground with a water bucket, maybe they do some sort of hay bale clutch, maybe they throw an ender pearl. Regardless, you are never gonna guess. I'm just gonna play this clip and we can watch it.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, that's right. You cannot make this up. The speedrunner, I guess they found themselves in the back room. The funniest part about this is they very clearly screen recorded this video and forgot to edit out the little YouTube logo on the bottom right of the screen. Suddenly though, the video cuts back to Minecraft. I guess the guy found himself out of the back rooms and they're now spawned on the beach with an X marks the spot right in front of them. So they dig down and the X marks the spot, finding a lot of random loot in a chest. Very, very convenient. Unusually though, I just realized that the speedrunner forgot to put their timer up, but oh well. So the speedrunner throws their eye of ender and they go running in that direction. Unfortunately though, I don't think that they're actually heading to the stronghold. They're heading to something much, much stranger. Much more strange? You're never gonna guess what they find. It is a very oversized nether portal. Casual. So the speedrunner enters the nether portal, entering the nether, and directly in front of them is a very large path. And the speedrunner decides to do some parkour on this path. They immediately die, and there is a very subtle cut. You know what, I'll give him one get out of jail free card for this one. It was entertaining. So after successfully getting through the parkour, the speedrunner finds another nether portal, and at this point, I'm wondering if this guy made this video just to waste my time. I have no idea what this is leading to. Well, they get into the overworld, and now they're in front of a house. So the speedrunner enters the house, and they find 63 blaze powder just hanging out in a brewing stand. They take the blaze powder, return to the nether portal, and back in the nether, they find a chest full of ender pearls. Well, okay, I guess they have ender pearls and blaze powder now, so they craft eyes of ender, go back into another portal, which I am so confused. This is the most complicated speedrun ever. When they return to their cave, it turns out that the stronghold was there. It's just kind of hanging out at the bottom. So the speedrunner fills the end portal with eyes of ender, and they jump into the portal. Of course, I'm not very surprised when they enter the end, and there is a very conveniently mined staircase that leads up to the surface level. On top of that, the Ender Dragon also has like 5 health left. I don't know what else is going to happen in this speedrun. This has been an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, unfortunately though, there's no other twists and turns in this speedrun. They kill the dragon and beat the game. I have no idea what time they got, because when we reached part 2, they just never used a timer again. That was very, very strange. This is the luckiest speedrun I've ever seen. They start off right outside of a desert town, temple. The speedrunner breaks this tree, and this must be a new 1.19 feature, because under this tree is buried a treasure chest. They find 64 oak logs, and the speedrunner says this.
Yo, I think this is like 1 in a billion chance.
So they enter the desert temple from the top of it, but while they're breaking the block, they have even more to say.
Seems like it's looted.
Yeah, it was definitely looted, buddy. We know you removed this pressure plate. They jump to the bottom and find stupid lucky items. Netherite armor, a diamond pickaxe, and 64 notch apples. The speedrunner breaks through the TNT, and they find diamond blocks, but it gets worse. Beneath the diamond blocks is the end portal. What in tarnation? Well, despite this speedrunner's miraculous luck, they waste a ton of time digging back up to the surface. Right outside of the desert temple is a ruined nether portal, and the loot inside of the chest is questionable. A netherite hoe? Okay. But they do get obsidian, a fire charge, and more notch apples. As if 64 weren't enough already. So they fill in the nether portal, but again, they waste a ton of time trying to find iron and flint. So the speedrunner searches the temple again, and after a few minutes, they finally realize they can use the fire charge to light the nether portal. This is painful to watch. So they light the nether portal and enter the end, I mean nether. And you know, it looks pretty normal. There's some netherrack, some trees, a chest that says do not take, but we don't have to worry. This speedrunner's a good guy. He's not gonna cheat, and he opened the chest. Also, there's ancient debris right in front of them, but they're so good they don't even need it. So the speedrunner returns to the overworld, and again, they go back to their desert temple diamond shrine end portal bonanza. Fill the portal with eyes and enter the end. But wait a second, something's wrong, and I'll just let the speedrunner tell you.
Where's the ender dragon?
Out of nowhere, someone starts typing in chat saying, I already killed the ender dragon. You will have to face me. The speedrunner fights in a grueling battle against this Alibaba.com Ender Dragon, but halfway through, the Ender Dragon sets their game mode to survival. This is painful to watch.
Let's go! Dead, man, you're dead. You're actually dead.
And just like that, this speedrunner secured the world record 100% legitimately.
Subscribe and like.
Hey, you heard the speedrunner, subscribe. The beginning of this speedrun, oh, it's gonna make us both wake up. I'm not even gonna say anything, I'm just gonna play it, and you need to experience this amazingness. That's not a word. That intro really made me feel like I was back in 2011 trick-shotting on Modern Warfare 2. Oh yeah, you know the speedrun's gonna be good when it has an intro like that, and when the video quality looks stretched out like a Moist Critical video. And again, I know this one's fake. They're selecting the third slot on their hotbar. It says set on game mode to survival. It doesn't take Bill Nye the Science Guy to figure out this is fake. Well, the speedrunner breaks this tree, they make a crafting table, and they craft some tools. I'm not sure what the speedrunner pressed, but they got a pop-up on their screen saying social interactions are only available in multiplayer worlds. Honestly, I have never seen that before. I have no idea what they were trying to do. Anyways, the speedrunner digs down, collecting 3 granite. I'm honestly not really sure what they're trying to do here. They go to their crafting table and make a, I don't know, a thick boat? Then they make sticks, and they attempt to make a granite pickaxe. You cannot make this up. You know what? This kind of thing happens. Just the other week, I was very tired, and instead of putting toothpaste on my toothbrush, I put hand soap on my toothbrush. Granite, cobblestone, what difference does it make? The speedrunner, honestly, they waste like 5 minutes just walking around doing nothing until they start typing /ag. I don't know what that means. On top of that, their chat history reveals a lot about themselves. I have no idea what they're doing, filling 473 blocks, or going to the end, falling out of the world, filling more blocks, falling out of the world again. I am so excited to watch the rest of the speedrun. Well, it doesn't matter. The cat is out of the bag now, and the speedrunner just gives up everything and goes into creative mode. They land onto the ground, and I love how it looks like they're going to put themselves into survival mode, but they have second thoughts and they go, you know what, adventure mode, which now that I think about it is probably not better for them. Well, the speedrunner finds a village, and inside one of the village houses, there is a chest with some considerable looking items. Now that the speedrunner has literally everything that they would need, they explore more and they find a desert temple, which is very confusing to me because I don't know why they would need this. They have everything that they would need. You're never gonna guess what happens. They go inside the desert temple, dig all the way down with a sword,
which is very slow, and like a dummy, they land right on the pressure plate. And I don't know if you could tell, but they're worried. The text on the screen says, oh no. The TNT explodes, and they land, I kid you not, directly into the stronghold portal room. And you could tell they're surprised because the text on the screen says OMG. For all the parents out there listening, if you don't know, OMG means oh my glob. So the speedrunner shows off their extreme skill and agility by missing a bunch of Eyes of Ender when they're filling the portal. They jump into the end portal and enter the stronghold. Nope, I'm so stupid. I didn't mean to say that. They enter the end, is what I'm getting at. And in the end, the Ender Dragon has maybe 1 health, maybe 5 if he's lucky. And you remember earlier how we found out that the speedrunner filled like thousands of blocks? When they turn around, I think this is maybe what they did with the blocks. And this guy has the gabagools to ask us to subscribe? That is crazy. And if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to subscribe. Yeah, thanks. You're not gonna believe it. These next few moments is like a scene from a Michael Bay movie. It's like a fight scene out of the Daredevil TV show. The speedrunner uses their rockets and elytra to blast into the middle of the end island, bringing out their bow, doing a 360 no-scope trick shot, one-shotting the Ender Dragon. That was very, very impressive. And what would have been more impressive is if they just speedran the game legitimately. Nonetheless, I was entertained, I'm not gonna lie. This definitely gave me a good chuckle. This speedrun, holy cow, are you in for a treat. 72 worlds, ultra flat survival, platform, whatever in the world Affleron is, and speedrun OMG. And creative, come on, and just listen to this goofball's intro.
What's up, guys? Today we're gonna be doing a Minecraft speedrun.
Oh, brother, they load the creative speedrun OMG world? Well, let's get right into this. The game takes an unusually long time to load, but when they spawn into their world, like I said, this is very clearly fake. There are arrows and an anvil on the right side of the screen. What other sort of nonsense is gonna happen here? The speedrunner goes to this very specific building, traveling up the tower, and at the top, he finds a chest with full netherite gear. Wow, this is getting old.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's 1 in a million secret god chest.
Yes, the speedrunner frantically is clicking on the items in the chest, doing a horrible job at getting them into their inventory. So they equip their new armor, throwing their Eye of Ender, equipping their elytra, and heading in that direction. But immediately, the speedrunner loses sense of direction, and they now have no idea where they are going. They throw another Eye of Ender, and the confusion hitting them must be hard. They throw another Eye of Ender. For all we know, they have already passed it. This is hilarious. And this is crazy, they're going too fast for their computer. It's not even loading the chunks in. So the speedrunner lands on this seemingly inconspicuous island, throwing another Eye of Ender. And wow, they are lucky they have 60 left because they are gonna need every single one. The speedrunner doesn't travel for more than a few hundred blocks. They throw another Eye of Ender, and it turns out they have seemingly passed the stronghold. So in true speedrunner fashion, time is of the essence. The speedrunner just decides to dig immediately down. And they continue digging down, wasting so much time. Guys, I'm gonna go cook dinner. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I just made some shrimp scampi. Wow, they are still digging down. Oh my god. Oh, they reached wow, they're not digging down anymore. Totally didn't fall asleep. And wow. Yep, and they find nothing. No, they're digging down even more. The speedrunner continues wasting so much time digging down. They find diamonds. What is this? The world record dilly and dally speedrun? Well, after they collect their diamonds, they continue digging down, and they literally have reached bedrock. This is just so sad. So the speedrunner flies up with their elytra and rockets, by accident going into that first room that they dug into. They are met with 2 creepers. I guarantee this goofball has seen their life flash before their eyes. Luckily though, they escape and continue flying up out of the chasm they dug themselves into. And oh my goodness, they have wasted so much time that it's nighttime already. The speedrunner once again throws an Eye of Ender. That's great that you know the direction the stronghold is in, but nothing will be able to help this goofball. Why do they throw a second one? How? They throw a third one. How is that gonna help you? The speedrunner just throws so many Eyes of Ender, confirming what he already knows. Dude is a professional at wasting my time. But after a whole decade and a half of throwing Eyes of Ender, they finally figure out, okay, maybe the stronghold is here. So they continue digging down again. I'm gonna go take a nap. When he is in the stronghold, let me know. Wait, what a fantastic nap. Okay, guys, did he win?
Thank you guys so much for watching these videos that I put so much effort.
Oh, I was not expecting a Freddy Fazbear jump scare. I just got rickrolled.
This speedrun actually made me really hungry. Just watch and you'll see. They spawn on what appears to be the roof of a villager house. Correction, a weaponsmith house. But for some reason this block is just missing. This must be a chunk error. So the speedrunner enters the weaponsmith house and opens this chest. It wasn't a chunk error. If I had a penny for every time I've had to watch a speedrunner get full netherite armor, I'd have enough pennies to give to every single one of my subscribers. Also, I just have to point out, listen to what the speedrunner calls the totem of undying.
Full netherite armor and whatever that is, that weird looking ogre thing.
From here on out, I will only refer to totems as weird looking ogre things. The speedrunner equips their newly found armor, but watch closely and see if you notice what happens here. Yeah, there is a very subtle cut to the speedrun, which is made evident by the fact that their timer malfunctioned back to 0 seconds. Either there's a new update that allows hay to grow, or this guy's a big stinky cheater, because the hay in front of him has seemingly multiplied. So the speedrunner collects this hay, then they follow the path leaving the village. Wait, why are they staring at this wall? Yet another cut in the speedrun, and come on, man, did you think I wouldn't notice you changed the hay to golden apples? If you're wondering if this gets worse, spoiler alert, it does. They turn around and there's an unusually tall nether portal that just poofed itself into existence. I guess staring at walls is the best and newest speedrun strategy now. The speedrunner steps into their portal, making great time, and enters the nether. This is not the nether. Was there a new update I didn't hear about? We should honestly start a GoFundMe page for the speedrunner, because I think their computer is just broken. Their timer doesn't work, their nether portal malfunctioned. What next? The speedrunner jumps down this hole, and luckily they do find a working nether portal, depending on your definition of working. So they enter their bootleg nether, and it's got everything the real nether would have. Blaze, lava, a magical frog wizard. Yeah, you're probably wondering how they get 65 blaze rods. Mikey, roll the clip.
If you look into the lava, everything just quadruples. Right, has it worked? It's worked! Yes, the frog has spawned! The mighty frog!
After the speedrunner gets their blaze rods from the miraculous toad, you can probably notice their nether portal is just suddenly working again. So they enter it, and before I show you this next part, where do you think it's gonna take them? Just take a wild guess. The nether, the overworld, McDonald's. Oh man, how did this speedrunner know I love McDonald's? Yeah, I get a Big Mac with large fries and a chocolate milk. Okay, sorry, back to the speedrun. They get Eyes of Ender, portal frames, and a beef patty from the villager, I mean McDonald's employee, and the speedrunner tries to build an end portal. Emphasis on tries. They try building their portal again, successfully entering the end. And the rest of the speedrun is pretty standard stuff, you know? They go into creative mode, their timer malfunctions for the 50th time, and they beat the game in a whopping 3.82 seconds. Now that that's over, I'm gonna go get some McDonald's.
This next speedrun, there is a lot to unpack here. I'm gonna have to warn you, the audio quality and the video quality is as if this guy recorded his video with a toaster oven. On top of that, I don't know why the sky looks like space. We also have the courtesy of having subtitles directly on the screen. They said they just spawned into the game, but they already have a ton of items in their hotbar. So with all that in mind, this is gonna be a little wacky, I'm sure. So I know it's gonna be difficult to tell because of the quality, but they actually enter the house in front of them, opening the chest in front of them, and it has tons of diamonds in it. And if you couldn't tell that they were surprised, the text on the screen reads, "Whoa, no way." They pick up their diamonds, and again, I know the quality is bad, I know it looks like a few pixels on the screen, but if you can't tell, directly in front of them is an end portal. And the speedrunner, they're very surprised, based on the text on the screen saying, "Oh, what?" So they jump into the portal, which teleports them to, I think this is the end, and there is a red-looking bean in front of them. And you know what, I just realized I probably should have put a warning out to the headphone users out there. The audio is extremely loud. So I guess somehow this speedrunner teleported into the Among Us dimension. I'll give him 10 points for creativity. So before the imposter is about to kill them, they spawn a bunch of guardians.
The guardian angels saved them.
Pressing a button to call an emergency meeting, and I guess they eject the imposter. Then the video just immediately cuts to the Minecraft credit screen. So I guess they beat the game, and this was definitely the most unique speedrun I've ever seen. This speedrun starts off, and there's just so much wrong here. They have some experience points. They're selecting the 8th slot on their hotbar, and the tree in front of them has a block missing. Very mysterious, and I promise they're gonna find out what's going on here in just a second. Not Not even 1 second into the speedrun, and there is an experience orb on the ground. What a load of barnacles. So the speedrunner begins breaking this tree in front of them, and you have to watch this clip. I love how the goofy music they're playing in the background just cuts out to an awkward pause for no specific reason. Well, the speedrunner breaks 4 oak logs, turning those into oak planks. Wait, what just happened? Yeah, out of nowhere, there is a random cut. And if you listen to the footage, there's like an AI voice in the background going, And then out of nowhere, the music just comes back. After this ridiculous cut, the speedrunner has their planks and a crafting table, which begs the question, what was cut out of this speedrun if nothing has changed? You're gonna find out. The speedrunner aimlessly wanders around until they fall into this very conspicuous pit of water. The speedrunner placed a single oak plank down in front of them, using their crafting table to craft a wooden axe. Wait a second, was that another sudden cut? Again though, what has changed here? Why is this speedrunner cutting every 5 seconds? Well, things go from 0 to 100 so quickly. Out of nowhere, there is a Windows Movie Maker goofy effect on the screen. The music completely cuts, and again, nothing is different. And I could be wrong, but after this next cut, I swear it's like the speedrunner downgraded their video footage. Oh no. Tony, do a zoom in at the top left of the screen. What is this structure that I am looking at? The speedrunner struggles to enter some sort of villager house that belongs to an update that I don't even think exists. How polite they closed the door behind them, breaking the crafting table, breaking the chest, and oh my goodness, why am I not surprised that the speedrunner just found full netherite armor? Get with the picture here, that is so last year. Before I could even process what just happened, there's another goofy Windows Movie Maker effect on the screen. The speedrunner then gets attacked by an illager, killing it with their newly found netherite axe. And I kid you not, like a jump scare out of nowhere, just watch what happens. This speedrun is so unhinged. There's this goofy, intense music playing in the background. And apologies if this is your favorite song. It's only goofy because it's being played in the background of a fake speedrun. Out of nowhere, there is a low-quality 8-bit picture of TNT covering up their screen. And the speedrunner approaches a wooden pressure plate in front of them. Ah, okay, now I understand why the TNT is covering up the screen. Dude, you couldn't have, like, covered up the teleportation command a little bit more? I don't even know what is happening anymore. This is like the plot to an anime. The illagers are teleported up onto this platform with the speedrunner. There is a wooden tower in front of them with a crafting table on the top of it, and for no particular reason, the speedrunner jumps off the platform into a bed of water. Then they spend the next 10 seconds awkwardly trying to get out of this ditch.
Oh my gosh! What? He's on the ground! He's on the ground! Get him, guys! Get him!
Chase him! Chase him!
Is there a news flash here that I did not get? In front of the speedrunner is stone pressure plates. And I'm sorry, but do you see that? At the bottom right of the screen, Tony, do a zoom in. Is that Minecraft Steve's head? Yeah, that's it. I'm deleting my channel. It gets so much worse. There's like a Star Wars movie transition. The speedrunner has just been teleported to a ruined nether portal. Scratch that. It looks like they built it back up. It's not ruined anymore. And I'm pretty sure I stole that line from my comment section. The speedrunner opens up the chest outside of their not ruined nether portal. And inside is a lightly used flint and steel, $50 or best offer. No lowballers. Oh my gosh, the speedrun is gonna give me an aneurysm. They don't even give us the courtesy of showing them lighting the portal with their lightly used flint and steel. There is the most abrupt cut, and while the speedrunner is burning to smithereens, they have found themselves in the Temu Great Value Nether Fortress. The speedrunner is just whacking away at these blazes. But there is a block in between the blaze and the speedrunner, so they're never going to be able to pick up those blaze rods. Boom, another cut. The speedrunner has a single blaze rod, and again, they are just aimlessly wandering around the nether until the music cuts out again. Buddy, get a new editor.
Oh my mom.
Wait, what? What? This speedrun has been more of a fever dream than forcing myself to play AI Minecraft. I kid you not, they just teleport directly in front of a piglin with a crossbow named Bob. What is this, Twin Peaks? The speedrunner slowly backs up, revealing in front of them a barrel with 32 ender pearls in it. How lucky. Thank you so much, Bob. Never mind, the speedrunner just killed Bob. This speedrun music is really getting me motivated. Man, this speedrun is like that video of David Goggins asking who's gonna carry the boats. Yeah, what the heck? This speedrun was so believable, and then they throw it all away by doing that cut into the overworld. I can't believe it. They have an Eye of Ender now, so the speedrunner throws their Eye of Ender. Wait, why are they going the opposite direction and throwing an Ender Pearl? Yep, another cut. They are eating raw mutton, and I'm sorry, but this cannot be real. What is this stone structure on the side of the screen? Oh, brother. I wish this video was sponsored by Temu, because this is the Temu speedrun. What a cruddy looking end portal. What in tarnation is the speedrunner playing the Minecraft beta? Well, the speedrunner enters the end. For some reason, the dragon's health bar is just nowhere to be found until, never mind, it pops up and they have no health left. Why am I not surprised? I'm not even sure what happens here. If someone can decipher this, the dragon just dies out of nowhere. And then brace your ears, the speedrunner starts screaming at the top of their lungs. This speedrun, everything seems very, very normal. What a relief. Normal loading screen, normal spawn screen. There is not a single thing here that says fake. And this is very lucky considering they spawn right in front of a pillager outpost.
Whoa, okay.
Now hang on a second though. This speedrunner's voice seems oddly familiar. Well, the speedrunner breaks into this pillager outpost building, opening up the chest on the top floor, and they only get the dark oak log until for some reason they open up their inventory, getting knocked off of the building. The speedrunner has 1.5 hearts left, and I'm sorry, did I miss an update? Does Minecraft have ostriches now? I'm not even gonna question it. I am so confused. And hang on a second, what is this mob? This is definitely not vanilla Minecraft.
What the heck? Okay, why do they add lives in Minecraft?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. What is happening? The speedrunner continues traveling around. I'm not sure what they're looking for, but in the distance, you can very clearly see at the top left of the screen that there is a ruined nether portal. And on the right side of the screen, there's giraffes. Am I being pranked right now? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't matter because the speedrunner makes the worst decision in the world to place their crafting table down on the edge of this gaping cliff while they're being chased by these pillagers. And just watch this. It is crazy.
What? Yeah.
Okay, not gonna lie, that was actually pretty impressive. Now, the real question at hand here is what in tarnation is the speedrunner gonna do at the bottom of the world with a stick and a ladder? Allow me to show you.
But yesterday, I was reading a book in history class, and it says, if you're in a dangerous situation in a dark cave, all you gotta do is just snap your fingers, just like this.
Oh my goodness. You know, for a second, I thought this speedrun was legitimate. A shameless cut like that? How is this speedrunner gonna explain something so fake? And why is there a hippo in this game now?
And we got hippos. Okay. Time to burn you up, man. There's no way I just hit my balls again.
Oh, brother. Now I know why this speedrunner sounds familiar. This is the guy who said that he hit his balls on camera in a speedrun.
Oh my god. Damn, that hurts. Ow. Oh, it's actually throbbing.
Alright, I am thoroughly confused. I am definitely subject to some sort of social experiment here. I know I'm being punked right now. After the speedrunner recovers from their balls being in throbbing pain, they explore this village, opening up a chest. Now, the contents of the chest seem normal, but why does this guy have stacks of leaves in their inventory? Weird, but okay. And hang on a second, in their inventory, why do they have 24 cooked lizard tails? I know that this is not vanilla, or is it? Look, let's just get some normalcy. The speedrunner begins killing this iron golem in the village. They get 3 iron ingots from it, so the speedrunner crafts a bucket, filling it with water. And then before the speedrunner leaves leaves the village, they try out trading with some of the villagers. But I could be wrong. I am pretty sure that a fisherman and the trading page does not look like this. I'm on to you.
Okay, I'll buy it anyways because I'm a poor piece of... Guys, oh my god. No, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in Minecraft. This is way better than Speedrun right now. This view.
I don't know what is happening anymore. There is another sudden cut, and the speedrunner is just admiring the view. And you know what? That's all great, but this is literally a speedrun.
What I'm gonna do is take a screenshot and probably just relax here, to be honest.
I mean, what is it? Waste Ayundaru's time day? You guys are messing with me. Well, things take a turn for the worse. The speedrunner begins saying some really disturbing things.
When I find this dragon, I'm gonna find a piece of glass and put it in both of his eyes and smash his until out. If that's what it takes to beat this dragon, I'm gonna do it.
Until there is another sudden cut. It is just sudden cut day. The speedrunner's at the top of the mountain. They decide to throw all these snowballs up into the air until they start getting hit by nothing.
What? Did I just pick up something? Who's hitting me? Whoa! Who is hitting me actually?
I'm not sure what in the world just happened. Somehow this speedrun has so many twists and turns to it. Their world is clearly haunted now because they suddenly have 22 obsidian out of nowhere. So the speedrunner begins building their nether portal. Unfortunately though, this speedrunner doesn't know how to build a nether fortress. That is just sad. This speedrunner is yapping and yapping about how they have supernatural powers.
I have power. I can make this disappear. In 3, 2, 1, it's gone. I told you. Now it's gone.
There's a sudden cut, and now their portal is the right size. Whoopity-doo-dah. You discovered video editing. Congratulations. In the nether, everything is seeming very normal, except for the fact that the speedrunner is getting in a vicious argument with the ghast, just repeatedly yelling at the ghast, calling it Marshmallow Man.
And this ghast has the IQ of like a snowball. So, my god, get out of here, Marshmallow Man. You big fat pieces. I'm about to snap.
Well, the speedrunner does get very lucky. They are able to eliminate the Marshmallow Man with only 2 hearts left. I wish I could eliminate this speedrun. Well, after some exploration, the speedrunner drops some wisdom and knowledge on us that is just such a load of barnacles. Or wait, is this actually real?
If you place a sunflower in the nether, it has about a 0.001.3% chance of pointing towards the nether fortress. Okay? Nether skeleton can use that right now. Yeah, guys, if this works, I will actually spray to the top of my lungs. I'll be so happy. Okay, here we go. Let's go!
Hang on a second, is this sunflower thing real? You know, this speedrunner is so kind, sharing his wisdom and knowledge to us all, not spreading misinformation or anything bad like that. The speedrunner jumps down to the nether fortress using a bucket of snow to clutch it. Again, every 5 seconds, I am just questioning, is that even possible in the nether? I think so.
I actually might win this now. Not even kidding, because I just gained 10 plus ore from this. And 10 plus ore minus 50 equals...
That was so goofy. What a blatant cut. The fact that their scream was perfectly cut is just so hilarious. But things get very dicey here despite all of the cheating. The speedrunner is sandwiched in between these 2 wither skeletons and Blaze until the speedrunner is trying to bribe the wither skeleton, saying that he'll lick his shoe.
Please, bro, I swear I'll do anything. I'll lick my shoe. Come on, just do it. No, this is predicament. I'm actually dead. Say my name.
This is so goofy. The speedrunner is reenacting a scene from one of my favorite shows, Breaking Bad. But while they are doing so, they are getting attacked by a ghast's fire. The speedrunner is getting killed by this Enderman, and they are wasting so much time role-playing with it until the Enderman just dips like that ridiculous meme of a kid doing the peace sign, and he just fades away into the sunset.
I gave you the money, I gave you the pearls, okay? And I'll just leave, okay? Okay?
1,000 ridiculous and just stupid cuts later. The speedrunner very clearly has 16 ender pearls in their hotbar. Oh brother, I do not usually review these ridiculous speedruns like this. I mean, this is just so blatant. Has this guy never heard of being subtle? They are back in the overworld. They have eyes of ender now. They throw it in the sky. I just get more and more confused by the minute. I don't even know what I'm looking at on the screen. I know this is fake, but I have to know how it ends. There's drafts on the screen. dropping obsidian and end crystals all over in front of them. And somehow when the speedrunner explodes these crystals, they are launched into the air at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Is this a SpaceX demonstration? And after literal minutes, the speedrunner is diving into the ground headfirst, and it looks like they're gonna perform the world's craziest water bucket clutch. Never mind, come on, they cut the footage. Performing a clutch into the end portal. Another cut into the end. What is this cobblestone tower from the ground doing? And the speedrunner nosedives into the Ender Dragon with a mace, one-shotting it, and they die.
And I just got the world record, baby.
I have no idea what I just watched.
Huge shout out to all of our channel members. If you want a shout out at the end of the video like this and receive other special membership perks like badges next to your name in the comments, special Ayundaru emojis, and more, click the join button to find out more. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and if you enjoyed it, here's more of my other videos on screen to watch now.